Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about on the radio today. If you're new here, please subscribe. Wearing my Kari Zona t-shirt, which you can buy on my website, briancraigshow.com. But man, got a lot going on. It's not looking good for the Democrats. I'm so excited. We're going to get into all of that. Got about 30 seconds till we're live on the air. How exciting. Oh, yeah. It's not exciting if you're a Democrat.
Back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. It's not a good day if you're a Democrat, is it? Not looking good, Democrats. Oh, man, we have so much to talk about on the radio this morning. Welcome. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. That's right. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And don't forget, you can always watch us live stream on YouTube. Just search for my YouTube channel, Brian Craig. On YouTube, I live stream during the radio show every morning on YouTube. And we have a very, very active, opinionated, often overly opinionated chat room live when we're broadcasting here on YouTube. Just search Brian Craig or Brian Craig Show on the YouTube. Okay, so much going on. I want to talk about this panic. Democrats are in panic everywhere, all right? And I got something new out of Michigan we're going to get into. I was actually perhaps wrong about something. That's right, it happens. You know, I'll get into that in a little bit. But the Democrats are in complete panic mode everywhere. There's no good news. And they just don't understand why. They just don't understand why. And what the Democrats are not doing is accepting that they are doing so poorly because of their policies. Their ideas are out of date, and they just don't get it. Great example right now. The Supreme Court of the United States is about to overturn something else that I never thought would happen, right? We dreamed about it. We hoped, right? Roe v. Wade happened, and that was a beautiful thing. Now they're about to throw out affirmative action when it comes to college admissions. And where's the protest about that? The American people are no longer into affirmative action. It's no longer needed. It's out of date. We used to need affirmative action, right? There was a time when affirmative action was needed in our society. You know, the Democrats in the Jim Crow South, you needed affirmative action. We are beyond that. We are in a post-racial country. And these bedrock principles of the Democrat Party platform are out of date. You know, they've got things on their party platform, the Democrats, that a lot of Americans don't even know what they are. And basically, their party platform is still debating VHS versus Betamax and Laserdisc, okay? I mean, they're still talking about whether or not they're going to move from cassette tapes to CDs that we used to call compact disc, right? I mean, the Democrat Party is about 35 or 40 years behind the rest of the country. And they don't realize it. They think they're a bunch of hipsters. And Barack Obama, oh, he's out there, you know, they can't have Biden campaigning because he's such a disaster. So they brought Barack Obama away from his playboy lifestyle, you know, and has anybody asked Obama why he bought a beach house? Because he's out there telling people about the sea levels rising. He's got this mansion on the ocean. But anyway, Obama just went on this meltdown rant against the Great Kari Lake. Did you catch this? You know, I don't play clips from Obama, okay? But I'm going to play this one because it's about Kari Lake. They are terrified of Kari Lake. They really are. And listen to this. Let me play this for you. This is Barack Obama yesterday talking about the great, wonderful, and beautiful Kari Lake.
Here in Arizona,
I forgot about all of his ahs. He's not a great speaker. Look, yeah. Can you imagine? This guy was president of the United States for 8 years.
Here in Arizona, there's no question that Katie Hobbs' opponent, she's good in front of the camera because she's been doing it for a long time, right? Some people don't know this, but apparently Kari Lake actually interviewed me back in 2016 when I was president. She was a local news anchor. She was doing her job. I have to admit, I don't have a clear memory of the interview. It's a little fuzzy, but listen. If we hadn't just elected somebody whose main qualification was being on TV, you could see maybe giving it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? Well, now we know. It doesn't just work out just because somebody's been on TV. Turns out being president or governor is about more than snappy lines and good lighting. It's about more than having a good anchor voice. It's about understanding what people are going through. It's about coming up with real solutions for how to make your life better.
Yeah, okay. Okay, a lot of stuff there, targeting Kari Lake there, Barack Obama. Her only qualification is that she's on television? Not her only qualification, but what were his qualifications? What did Barack Obama do prior to becoming president that was noteworthy? Oh, I know his elected offices, but what did he do in those offices? What accomplishment, if any, can you think of Obama? And let's go to his 8 years in the White House. What major policy did he pass that helped us in this country? You can't go to Obamacare. That's gone. That was a disaster. I don't mean failed policies. I mean nothing. 8 years of nothing. Think about that. I want you really to think hard. What was the major accomplishment of Obama's 8 years? I can only think of one, and it's a pretty good one. He set the stage for Donald Trump to come down the escalator because he was such a failure as a president. But I want you to think about it now. One, what were Obama's qualifications before he came into office? What did he do? Not what offices he held. What did he do in those offices? And name his major accomplishment that made our lives better in this country during his 8 years in the White House. And I challenge any Democrat to give me some examples at 1-888-GO-CANE-1 on that. 888-465-2631. I'm serious about that. But he says, make your lives better, understand what you're going through. Kari Lake is not a wealthy woman. She's a middle-class woman. Grew up middle class, lived middle class. She doesn't own a mansion. There was an amazing debate. Did any of you watch the Arizona Republican gubernatorial debate? You really should go back and watch it. I watched it, and it was real good. She was running against a whole bunch of people, but one of them was this woman who's married to a much older billionaire, right? Her sugar daddy. And in that debate, Kari Lake made mention that she lives in a mansion. And the woman went back to Kari Lake and said, well, how big's your mansion? She just assumed Kari Lake lives in a mansion because she's running for office. She's running for governor of Arizona. And she says, I live in a townhouse. That's right. Now, she'll be living in the governor's mansion in Arizona. I don't know what that entails or how big it is or what the deal is with that. But she lives in a townhouse. Yeah, she lives in a normal neighborhood. She's not what. And who better to understand what is what the average American family is going through than someone who lives in a townhouse that actually goes grocery shopping and knows the price of things and puts gas in their car and all of that. Give me a break. She knows exactly what we are going through. And she has a great advisor and mentor when she becomes governor of Arizona. And that, of course, is the great President Donald Trump. But you hear what they're saying here. When you watch this coverage of Kari Lake, I watched one of her press conferences a couple days ago, and the press just can't stand her. They were accusing her of being involved in this break-in or whatever happened, this vandalism at the opponent's office. And she handled them like a maestro. It was beautiful. She's like a conductor, just conducting these fake news people. But they're terrified of Kari Lake because in Kari Lake, they see a president of the United States. Yeah, you know, all this talk about her running with Ron DeSantis, I don't think Ron DeSantis and Kari Lake are going to run together. They're both top of the ticket people, not bottom of the ticket people. I don't see that happening. And when she becomes governor, if she does half as well as we all expect her to do, she'll be president one day. She very well could be our second MAGA president in 2028. Right? She very well could be. Or 32, who knows? But I could definitely see her being our second or third MAGA president if she just does half of the things we expect of her to do. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. And, you know, Donald Trump came down the escalator, had a great first term, preparing for the second term, and he is just been recruiting top talent. Instead of the Celebrity Apprentice on TV, he's doing the Political Apprentice now, and this is really a reality show, and it's a great one. And we have so many political apprentices of Donald Trump that the right is just destroying the left at each and every turn. So I've got more bad news for the Democrats coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. This is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida. The Steve Kane Show on the radio since 1977. Our number is toll free 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. And don't forget, if you miss a portion of the show, if you go to our radio station website, oldiesouthflorida.com, each morning the entire radio show is uploaded on the podcast page at oldiesouthflorida.com. So if you miss a show, a part of a show, or want to hear your call, oldiesouthflorida.com. Back after this. Okay, got the board app off guard. Oh, man. This is just great news. Yeah, I'm going to go through this article. By the way, guys, this is one of our YouTube watchers. This is a great book, Robert Allen Miltenberg. This book is available on Amazon. Pool Boy to the Mob, and in the subtitle, Everybody Out of the Pool. Welcome to Mob-Ammy Beach. And Robert Allen Miltenberg, this book is very well reviewed on Amazon. He watches on YouTube. In the 70s, he worked as a pool boy at a mob-owned hotel in Miami, and he wrote this book about it. And so order it. Support our MAGA YouTube watcher brother. Pool Boy to the Mob. It's on Amazon. He's a good guy, good MAGA guy. But, oh, man. Yeah, so I'm going to get into this story after the... I might take a call or two, but there was a great story about the upcoming red tsunami and blue flush. It just complete panic going on. And this is just a wonderful day. Just a wonderful day. This is the most exciting midterm I have ever seen. Let me know in the chat. I'm just a little curious. Are you a Republican, Democrat, or Independent? Let me know. You can put RD or I. RD or I. Republican, Democrat, or Independent. Yeah, Goodfellas Country Club. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, an Independent. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Republican, Republican. Oh, man, lots of R's. Yeah, I'm a Republican, too. Absolutely. That's right. Independent. Welcome to all the members, all the new members. Welcome. Republican. That's right. Look at all those R's. Oh, man. Independent but lean conservative. A lot of independents are conservatives. In Florida, you can't do that because in Florida, in the primaries, you have to be registered in the party you vote for. So, you know, you can't, if you're independent in Florida, you can't vote in the primaries. So you want to register as a Republican. But if you're in a state where you don't have to be in the party to vote in the primary, it's fine to be an independent. I don't like what Hannity does, though. Hannity is a registered conservative because he's a coward. You know? That's right. Oh, man. So exciting. It doesn't get better than this, people. It does not get better than this. Oh, man, we're getting ready to come back from the break. Yeah, it's going to be about a month, a little more than a month, and we're moving to new studios, and looking forward to that.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Oh, man, how exciting. Welcome, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. I got an email from Mike Lindell yesterday. Yes, I did. Yesterday afternoon. There is a huge special for a limited time at MyPillow.com. You know, it is Christmas shopping season. My wife and I, we do almost all of our Christmas shopping at MyPillow.com. We use the promo code KANE and get great deals. Mike Lindell is offering an incredible deal right now on his 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. I have 6 sets of these, okay, including 2 flannel. Go to MyPillow.com, use our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. You can get the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, just $29.99. But you got to use our promo code KANE at checkout, $29.99. And they come in many different colors, patterns, and flannel. We have 2 sets of the flannel, and the rest are the regular, and they're 100% Giza cotton. Mike Lindell says, you know, there's a lot of people advertising Giza cotton sheets, but they're only about 10% Giza cotton, which is the finest cotton in the world. His are 100% Giza cotton. My wife and I, we've been sleeping on them for a long time. Not only are they perfect sheets that perfectly regulate your body temperature, the regular and the flannel, so you're always the perfect temperature like Goldilocks with the MyPillow sheets. The bottom sheet, this is amazing, even after washing them 100 times. The bottom sheet, the one with the elastic, fits perfectly on all 4 corners of the mattress. You know what that's like, right? You ever make the bed with your wife, guys? You know, you put on that bottom sheet, you can't get all 4 corners on, especially after you wash the sheets with the standard old sheets. You can get 2 on okay. The 3rd corner you get on okay, a little bit, but okay. The 4th one's impossible. And I have been there with all of my body strength so many times trying to get that 4th corner on the sheet where I think my fingers are going to slip and I'm going to end up with the knob of the dresser in my back. With Mike Lindell's 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, you can get all 4 corners on effortlessly with just 2 fingers and a thumb. Boom, 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 boom. They make great Christmas gifts, too, and they come in a beautiful package. So go to MyPillow.com and order them for yourself or as Christmas gifts. Hey, whoever is on your Christmas gift-giving list will love them and use these sheets for years to come and tell you about them all the time like everyone we give them to. The 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, $29.99 when you use our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, so things are not going good for the Democrats. I'll take a call or two, and then I'll get to my next story of today. I mean, the show's very fast-paced on stories because there's so much news we've got to discuss. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Mike from Louisiana. What's up, Mike?
You're right about about Obama. He's supposed to be this eloquent speaker, but he's for things. I mean, you're right to ask what has he done. I mean, going way back to the point when he was in his the state senate for Illinois, yay, nay, and basically he voted president the whole time there, so he really didn't do it.
There's only two positives of Obama's presidency that I can think of. I mentioned one. He was such a failure that he set the stage for President Trump to come down the escalator. But his first major accomplishment actually saved America a lot of suffering. He saved us from having Hillary Clinton as our president in 2000. You know, she was running against him in a very heated primary. She would have been the nominee if it were not for Obama, and she would have beaten McCain. So he saved us from Hillary. But those 8 years in between, I can't think of anything he did that was positive for the country. Can you?
No, not really. And why they're running him out there is because they can see what we see. They can read the tea leaves. They can see red wave / blue flush coming.
You know, one of the things Obama said yesterday, he said the crime rate's higher in Texas than it is in New York. So what's Abbott talking about? Yeah, because of all the illegals coming across the open border. They count them. You know, when they're counting crime statistics in Texas, okay, the Democrats count the illegals as criminals because to just cross the border makes them a criminal, right? So they include them in their crime statistics. So yeah, on paper, there's more crime in Texas because the Democrats have a completely open border. Each one of them immediately is an illegal immigrant, which makes them a criminal. That affects their crime stats. You know, give me a break. These people, they're just such liars and manipulators.
Wouldn't it be the same thing for like New Mexico and Arizona, because they're border states too?
Yes, correct.
You know? So I mean, that's not only an attack on Abbott, but that's an attack on Kari Lake. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, I'm wearing this really cool shirt today. It's a Kari Lake shirt. It says Carizona on it. Carizona. That's pretty cool. My wife came up with that. Carizona. Yeah, she's so good.
I mean, I just don't see how this Obama guy, is such an eloquent speaker.
No, I don't either. He never was. And when he talks, he doesn't say much. It's all vague generalities. And he has these weird inflections up and down, and, you know, no, I agree with you. The idea that he's a great speaker, I don't know where that came from. Yeah. Hey, Mike, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Yeah. Mike from Louisiana. Always a good call from Mike in Louisiana. So listen to this. This is great. This is in the Daily Mail. I like the Daily Mail. They got a lot of liberal stuff in there, but every once in a while they got some good stuff. Listen to this headline. Democrats brace for disaster. As midterm approaches, poll projection shows Republicans taking 4 seats in the Senate and gaining 31 in the House. That's right. Oh, man. Polls show Republicans are enjoying a last-minute wave of voter enthusiasm that could carry them to victory in the Senate and House of Representatives. The GOP had for months been forecasted to take back the House, but Democrats saw hope in enough Senate races to avoid a conclusion of total defeat. As of Wednesday, that has changed. Rising crime and concerns about the state of the economy, including inflation, appear to have won out as the top issues for likely voters. See, now we're getting likely voter polls, which are the scientific polls. Polls have projected a discontent among Americans with how Democrats have handled both. And the Democrats just don't get it. They're still out there talking about abortion and Betamax and 8-tracks and everything else. And they bringing out these old fogies. They brought out Bill Clinton and Obama. When we get back, I'm going to get through this. From the bottom of the hour break, I'm going to go through this Hillary Clinton interview that she gave, because I want to slow down and process Hillary Clinton. This tells you the state of the Democrat Party. You know, when Bill Clinton was elected, I remember very clearly, a lot of Democrats were excited. Because he was seen as a hipster, the youngest president. None of that was true, okay? But they were telling us he was the youngest president, which he never was. Teddy Roosevelt was the youngest man who ever became president. He was 41 years old. And they liked the fact that he protested against the United States during the Vietnam War protest. And really what Bill Clinton did, he went to the Vietnam War protest to score with all the easy girls at those protests during that free love generation. But the Democrats thought that they were young hipsters. Oh, they rocked the vote on MTV and everything in the 80s and 90s. Now they're a bunch of old fogies that are out of date in nursing homes and hospice. All right? I mean, look at who they have. They have Fetterman. They have Biden. Bill Clinton looks so damn old yesterday. He looks like Skeletor, doesn't he? He's so skinny and old. And Hillary Clinton, wait till I go through her comments, okay? You'll see how old-fashioned that lady is. So they're not hip anymore. Sorry, Democrats. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back right after this. Wait till I go through her comments, okay? You'll see how old-fashioned that lady is. So they're not hip anymore. Sorry, Democrats. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back right after this.
Making.
Oh, man. Welcome if you're just joining us. No. No, JFK, let me see, how old was JFK when he became president? Teddy Roosevelt's the youngest. He was 41. Let's see here. He was in his 40s. 35 is the minimum age to become president. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see here. He was the 35th president, 43, yeah. He was 43. Ted Kennedy, or Teddy Roosevelt was 41. JFK was the 35th president, and he was 43. That's right. He was the second. Bill Clinton was the third youngest, and I think Obama was older than Bill and Kennedy. He certainly was older than Kennedy, I know, when he became president. Oh, man, don't forget to check out my podcast last night. I talked about a huge story I'm not going to get into on the radio about Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. I'm not going to talk about it on the radio, but I got in a lot of detail on my podcast about it last night. The last good Democrat? I don't know if consider him a good Democrat.
Hi, this is Debbie Klassoff, President and owner of I Will Advisors. We are your Medicare experts. It is that time of year again, the annual open enrollment period. It runs from October 15th through December.
Is there such thing as a good Democrat? Think about it. Oh my goodness.
2023 has some exciting new things in store. There are talks of decreases in your Medicare Part B premiums and changes coming to Medicare Advantage plans and standalone drug plans.
Oh, the neurologist. Hope you got good news, Rome.
Plan to ensure that it will still be suitable for you next year. There are plans being discontinued and plans with huge rate increases. Many of you will be impacted, but don't stress. We've got you covered. Give us a call for your free, no obligation education. Call I Will Advisors, your Medicare experts, at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. Again, that's 954-753-8080.
Halloween is over, but Costume World is gearing up for the holidays and has you covered. Maybe you want to dress up as Santa this year. Make sure they go to Costume World first. Perhaps you got some elves to dress, or you've decided to be the Grinch this
What the heck?
holiday.
Okay.
Costume World has everything you need for all your costume needs.
Oh, man.
Halloween may be over, but there's always opportunity.
Oh, he said to say, listen to the podcast last night. I don't want to get into it on the radio. It's a sidetrack from what we're doing here this morning, but check out the podcast. Yeah, so next month we're moving to the new studios, so I'm very excited about this. It's the corporate headquarters of the company that owns all our radio stations, and they're going to have 4 different studios that I can use a different studio every day if I want. I can rotate around or use any one that I want. So I'm kind of debating. They are building one studio that is a complete replica of the one I'm in, just in a different room. You know, that's one. They have a green screen studio, which is a huge studio, and they have a studio they're building, which is a studio that you sit down in with a round table, like a standard talk radio studio, and then they have a studio where the DJs broadcast from when they're playing music during the day. So I like the traditional radio studio myself, you know, but I'll probably rotate around. But I'm excited to be there at the corporate headquarters with all the big bosses and, you know, and all of that. It'll be exciting. It's a bit of a, it's about twice as far from my house as this studio, but that's fine. I don't mind that at all. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Harry Truman was the last decent Democrat. Harry Truman was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. What are you talking about? No way. He was a Klansman. Are you kidding me? Harry Truman? No, he was terrible, man. Yes. Yes. Look up, I can't remember the name now. Maybe somebody in the chat will know. The Democrat Party boss that brought him up through politics. I cannot remember his name. Pendergast? Pender? It's been a long time since I studied Harry Truman. No, he was a Klansman. He wasn't the only Democrat Klansman.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
Oh, man, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Oh, man, as we prepare for the Red Tsunami next week. Very excited. Oh, man, I'm excited to wear my Kari Lake shirt today. I may be the only person in Florida wearing a Kari Lake shirt because she's running in Arizona. But I'm so excited. Carizona. We've got Ron DeSantis' Free Florida and Carizona. We're renaming the states with these great governors, aren't we? Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. Okay, so Hillary Clinton came out of the nursing home. You know, I was talking to Steve about this in the last hour of yesterday's show. Hillary Clinton is really a sad, sad person. And I told Steve, what stopped her from becoming president is her standing beside Bill Clinton with all the scummy stuff he was doing. You know, she's a really terrible, terrible person. I am friends with Juanita Broaddrick. You guys may not know this. And Juanita Broaddrick, who was twice raped by Bill Clinton. Twice. And a lot of people say, how did that happen? He raped her, recovered, and when he was able to perform again, he did it again. And she is a very nice lady. I also know Kathleen Willey, okay? Not as well as Juanita Broaddrick, but I know her. And, you know, what Hillary Clinton did wasn't just stand by Bill Clinton when accusers came forward. She helped destroy their lives, okay? Helped destroy their lives. One of my favorite moments since President Trump has come down the escalator, it was amazing. Do you guys remember before his debate against Hillary, when Steve Bannon set up that press conference right before the debate with President Trump, and they had Paula Jones, Kathleen Willey, Juanita Broaddrick, and the woman who was raped as a teenager by two men in their 40s, and Hillary Clinton defended the rapist in court in a trial when she was, remember that? Oh my goodness, that was the best. Paula Jones was in that tracksuit. She was dressed kind of like in a Tanya Harding Sopranos kind of outfit, and I remember just seeing Steve Bannon up against the wall grinning ear to ear. By the way, that press conference is why he's going to prison. Okay? That was beautiful. Right before the debate. Wasn't that great? But what Hillary Clinton did, and this started on the campaign before Bill Clinton was president. She was on a team, it was a three-person team. Hillary Clinton, James Carville, and Stephanopoulos, who's on Good Morning America now. And what their job was, they had this committee, their job was to destroy the lives of the women who were assaulted by Bill Clinton. Have you heard the phrase bimbo eruption? They came up with that, Carville, Stephanopoulos, and Hillary. And they did all kinds of things to threaten and intimidate and harass these women with success. And obviously they have an arrangement that Bill could do whatever he wants as long as no one knows, you know. And when Hillary Clinton went on the Today Show with Matt Lauer during the Lewinsky affair, people forget the Lewinsky affair. That was one of the most exciting times in radio. OJ is the golden age of radio, the OJ Simpson trial. Second to that Lewinsky affair. And we didn't see her for a year, and then she showed up at that deposition, and she had gained like 200 pounds, and people were like, it's all about her, look at her. They were fat-shaming her because she had been held up in an apartment for a year eating potato chips. She couldn't leave. But anyway, when Hillary went on the Today Show with Matt Lauer and talked about the vast right-wing conspiracy against my husband, that is what cost her ever being president, that moment, because she actually did something very stupid. She believed her husband that nothing happened between him and Monica Lewinsky. She knew he was playing around and all that, but she believed him about that for some reason. I don't know why. If Hillary Clinton would have said enough and walked out on Bill and divorced him, she probably would have been president in 2008. Probably would have been president then. I'm serious. Because she would have gained such respect from women around this country. All this talk yesterday about suburban moms in the polls, voting Republican. Women of both political parties would have supported Hillary Clinton if she did that. I'm telling you. She would have been president in 2008. But because she didn't and was involved in harassing and destroying the lives of women her husband abused and assaulted, she lost the whole thing. So she did this interview, and I wanted to play because it's so pathetic. This is Hillary Clinton.
Well, I think with all of the noise that we've got in this election season, I don't think people are able to really grasp that. But more importantly, I'm not sure they really understand the threats to their way of life. They may think that whoever's chairing a committee is, kind of...
Okay, now let me stop there. What Hillary is saying is the voters are too stupid to understand what's best for them. We know. And I'll tell you a thing about Hillary, okay? Hillary is a very well-connected person, more than you realize. Prior to any of us even hearing the name Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton, she was connected and was destined to be somebody. She blew it for the reasons I just talked about. Her parents, this is something that's not talked about too much. Her parents, she's from Chicago, not Arkansas. She's from Chicago. Her parents were part of a cell of radical leftists. You know who else was in that cell? This is an amazing cell of radical leftists in Chicago. The parents of Hillary Clinton. I want you to think about this now. This Chicago cell, Hillary Clinton's parents, Bill Ayer's parents, if you don't remember him, Google him. Okay? Valerie Jarrett's parents. Think about that. So you got Hillary Clinton's parents, right? Bill Ayer's parents, Valerie Jarrett's parents, and then there was one single guy who was the leader of that cell. Do you know who it was? Who do you think? I'm not going to troll for calls on this. Think about this. So Hillary Clinton had this cell, her family, Hillary Clinton's parents, Bill Ayer's parents, Valerie Jarrett's parents, and then there was one single man who headed up the cell. Do you know who? It was not Saul Alinsky. He came into her life later. This name is an oldie but a goodie. Frank Marshall Davis. That's right. Frank Marshall Davis, part of the Chicago cell. Pretty wild, huh? Yeah, go look it up. It's amazing. So she's a very well-connected radical who, when she was in college, was offered a job by Saul Alinsky himself. So this whole thing that she's just some girl with the bottle thick glasses, and she met this guy, Bill Clinton, in college, and boom. She is part of a very radical group of people, Hillary Clinton. Okay? And she thinks that you're too stupid to know what's best for you. She goes on.
But the Republicans in the House and others, like the chair of the Republican Senate Campaign Committee, are on record saying that they are going to put Social Security and Medicare up for a vote.
Okay. Now, this is why I share this. She is an old lady who should be long out of public life. None of what she says makes any sense, right? Social Security, Medicare. She is using knee-jerk talking points from the 80s and early 90s. This is what all the Democrats... Don't vote Republican. They're going to take your Medicare. They're going to take your Social Security from you. That was when we had those Roosevelt Democrats still around. They're all gone now, okay? And that is just some old talking point from like 1994 that she pulled out of nowhere. She doesn't even understand what's going on in the world today. It gets worse. It's the Steve Kane Show. This is Florida's longest running radio show, the most pro-Donald Trump radio show anywhere. I promise you that. My name is Brian Craig. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. You can also listen to us on your device. Listen to this. Alexa, play Oldies South Florida. Alexa, volume 6. There we go. Boom. You're listening to me on your device. I turned all your devices on if there was one nearby wherever you were listening to me before. That's another way you can listen. We're going to take our last break of this hour. Come back. We'll finish up with Mrs. Clinton and take some calls, too. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. Back after this.
The cold.
Oh, man. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and everyone like your video, like the video. That helps me out a lot. Yeah, but Hillary Clinton, she tells this story about how her dad worked in the wallpaper business or curtain. That's all crap. She is so connected. She was born connected. And if you guys don't know about Valerie Jones and Bill Ayers, you know, you should look them up after I'm off the air. Yeah, those are just old talking points that she just pulled out of thin air. She's so old and out of touch with what's going on. It's pretty pathetic, isn't it? I got to answer an email. Just answering some emails. I hate email. I've tried to move away from email so much, but I get so much. Oh my goodness, where are we? There we go. And I get so many emails. It's amazing how many emails I get. Oh man. You know, if you want to call in, we take calls from our radio listeners and people watching on YouTube. It's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. Toll-free from anywhere. All right, got about another minute. We'll be back. Old, obsolete like cable. Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, just old talking points. Those are just knee-jerk talking points. Not even any thought behind it. Wasn't ready for what one, Rome? Pong, yes. That's right, Pong. All right, here we go. No, one more. Caught me off guard. Oh, I do. I have different email accounts. I have like a private one that's just like for my wife and daughter. One for the radio show. One for the podcast. If you want to email me, the best way to email me is on my website, briancraigshow.com.
Take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
I've talked to Scott off the air. All righty, we are back. Yes. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to go and see Dr. Appleton this week, either Friday or Saturday, for my finger, my trigger finger, my mouse finger is in a lot of pain. And whenever I have the time, I'm going to just show up and walk in, because with Dr. Appleton, walk-ins are welcome. You know, he understands that when you're in pain, you need help. You don't have time to wait for appointments. And he understands you're busy, so you can just walk in. You don't even need an appointment with Dr. Philip Appleton, and he'll see you and take care of you. And I'm really looking forward to it. This finger joint pain is getting worse and worse. I just have a very busy day today and tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll make it in tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, definitely Saturday. You know, the laser wave pain system works on any kind of pain you're suffering from. He rid me 2 months ago of knee pain that I've suffered from for years. He's done miraculous things with Steve's hip. Oh, my goodness. Steve's going in for his second treatment this week, and he's seen major improvement on his hip. I've heard from a lot of our listeners who have told me about the great results they've had. One of our listeners just emailed me about their back pain, and it's gone with the laser wave pain system. Give Dr. Appleton a call and stop in. Make sure you mention you heard about him on the radio, because then you get the no-charge-free consultation. Here's Dr. Appleton's number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. And remember, any type of pain you're suffering from, he can help. Not just joint pain, any other type of pain too. All right, 954-973-0710. All right, let's take a call or two. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, are you talking to me?
Sounds like you.
Okay, hey, yeah, my name is Chris, and I'm from Oviedo.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the Jesus. I'm driving the car. You were talking about the Social Security thing, and I can remember. I'm 75 years old. I remember in 1964 they rolled that out for Barry Goldwater against Johnson. And he got us into the war in Vietnam.
Well, back in the 60s, okay, when before there was Medicare came in the 60s, right? So there was a Republican plan, and it was called Elder Care. And it was exactly the same as Medicare, with one difference. There was means testing, right? You know, so if you're a millionaire like Joe Biden, or a billionaire like Donald Trump, they both qualify for Medicare, right? But under the Republican plan, because they're a millionaire and a billionaire, they would have to pay something. That's all. And that's where that talking point came, that Republicans in the 60s are against Medicare. Nothing could be further from the truth. But Hillary Clinton is just showing her age by bringing up that old talking point.
They've been using that now for 57 years.
I don't think it works anymore.
Yeah, they roll it out every election period. Hey, yeah.
All right, appreciate the call, yeah. Let me finish up with Mrs. Clinton, see if she had anything else to share.
Now, I don't understand why every American, not just people eligible for those two programs that they have paid into, that they have worked hard for, that they have earned, are not up in arms. You know, we've got lots of problems right now in our country. We need sensible people to come together to try to solve them. The last thing we need is to make life even harder for the vast majority of Americans, because it's not just seniors who would have Medicare and Social Security on the chopping block. It would be their children and their grandchildren.
Yeah, it's old, just an ancient talking point. Are they going to take away their Blockbuster video card rental ID too?
Who would have to step in to fill the hole that would be left by this reckless behavior, this ideological action that the Republicans are promising to take. So there's a whole range of issues. And, you know, sometimes when I tell people that, they say, oh, they would never do that. Well, they told us for 50 years they were going to get rid of Roe v. Wade and turn abortion over to the states, where state legislators, local political officials could decide what your health care would be. be, why wouldn't you believe them that they are going to go after Social Security and Medicare? I believe them.
Yeah, well, you believe Bill with Monica, so what do you know? Who, by the way, the reporter that's interviewing her doesn't ask her one key question. Who are these Republicans that are going to do away with Social Security and Medicare? That is just her filling time. You know, when she's suffering from some age-related dementia too, like Biden. You know, when people are suffering from age-related dementia, they don't know what happened 5 minutes ago, but 30 or 40 years ago, they remember it like it was 5 minutes ago, right? And that's just a knee-jerk thing. But this is really a great time as we approach the largest midterm Republican victory we've ever seen. And I don't mean by number of seats. I know a lot of people are talking about Newt Gingrich. You know, Newt Gingrich with the Contract for America, which I can't even remember what was on the... Does anyone remember what the details of the Contract for America were? It's been so long, I don't remember. Newt Gingrich led a great Republican victory where we took over both houses of Congress for the first time like in 30, 40 years at that time. But he took it over for the Republican establishment, right? That took us into the Iraq War on a lie and kept us in a 20-year war based on a lie of WMDs in Iraq. So Newt Gingrich was working for the establishment. This is bigger than Newt Gingrich. And again, I'm not talking about in the seats gained. I'm talking about in that the people, not the donors, not the political class and the political donors, are taking back control of our government because we are actually electing people that represent us, and not just in the halls of Congress, but also at the state level because of Donald Trump. So this is a greater moment than what Newt Gingrich brought us because, like I said, he was just working for the establishment. And this is just a beautiful time, and it's really amazing. And what we're going to find is that we're going to be very happy that Trump did not have 2 consecutive terms, that he had 2 non-consecutive terms. Because what Trump has done, when this is all over, what Trump has done, he wouldn't have done if he was busy in the White House right now, right? He wouldn't have done it. First off, he wouldn't have had the time to focus in on what he's doing right now, which is reshaping the Republican Party into the MAGA Party with good people that aren't owned by the donors and China, like Mitch McConnell and others. He wouldn't have had the time to do it. And he may not even have the desire because he'd have to work with these creeps, right, to get his agenda through in his second term. And we're going to find when this is all over, when Trump's second term is over, and we get our second MAGA president in 2028, whether it's Kari Lake or Ron DeSantis, you know, we're going to say, you know what, these 2 non-consecutive terms were the best. This was like the best. First off, what's happening right now, right? Bringing in these MAGA Republicans to replace these establishment creeps. That's one. But the other thing is, and we've had Dick Morris on the program a couple times, and I asked Dick Morris about this, and he agreed. He said he has even talked to President Trump about this. When I asked him, Dick Morris lit up. When Trump comes in for his second and non-consecutive term, he's going to come in with a complete mandate to do everything. It's going to be like when Roosevelt came in with the New Deal. He had a mandate to get everything done, and pretty much the entire New Deal was done in the first 100 days. That's where that first 100 days comes into effect when there's a new president. President Trump will come in with a MAGA Congress, right? A MAGA Congress and a complete mandate to get his agenda through. It's amazing. It really is truly amazing, and we're going to be very happy in the end. And today is the beginning of the Trump rally marathon that's going to go now through the election. I mean, I don't even know. How many rallies does President Trump have? Which one is tonight? Because tonight is going to be a rally today. Is it Pennsylvania? Yeah, and it's going to be rally after rally, multiple rallies a day. So we are in the beginning of just a great period right now, and it's going to be exciting. The question is, when will Trump announce? Will he announce right after? It's Iowa. Tonight's Iowa. Okay. Will he announce right after we have the red tsunami and announce that he's running? Will he wait until after the new Congress is sworn in? When do you think he will make his announcement? I think what I would do if I were advising President Trump, if he's up early this morning listening at Mar-a-Lago, Mar-a-Lago is within the range of our radio station. Okay, so this is the radio station of Mar-a-Lago, and if President Trump's listening up at Mar-a-Lago, what I think would be kind of cool is if he brought together as many of the people that won because of his endorsement, right? Kari Lake, DeSantis, Dr. Oz, J.D. Vance, all of them, and those that we don't even know, and have as many of his endorsed winners fly here to Florida and have a massive press conference at Mar-a-Lago, or do it at a rally, bring 50 or 100 of people, because he's been endorsing people at lower level offices in the states as well that you don't hear about too much, okay? And have them on stage behind him, like the Trump 100, however many, 50, however many he can wrangle together, and announce he's running for president then, surrounded by all these people who have just won during the Red Tsunami. Would that not be beautiful? That would blow everyone's mind away. Something like that's never been done. That's what I would do. And I think that would be incredibly exciting, don't you? Oh, man. Oh, man. Now, we are in Christmas shopping season right now. There's no better place to shop for your Christmas presents than MyPillow.com, where you'll see huge deals and discounts with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And I got an email from Mike Lindell yesterday afternoon, and this one is amazing. The 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. I have 6 sets of these, 4 regular and 2 flannel. And I know a lot of you, it's getting cold where you are. These flannel sheets are unbelievably good. The 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, because it's Giza Cotton, they perfectly regulate your body temperature for whatever temperature it is in the room in which you are sleeping, and they make great Christmas gifts. Like everything Mike Lindell makes, very high quality. They come in a great package, perfect for wrapping, and they make great Christmas gifts. This is the lowest price ever, and this is for all colors and patterns, regular and flannel. The MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, just $29.99. But you've got to use our promo code KANE at checkout. $29.99 with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. We're going to take our break for the top of the hour and back with your calls after this. 1-800-716-4879. Oh, man. So excited. Promo code KANE. Oh, man. We're going to take our break for the top of the hour and back with your calls after this.
The new Oldies 95.3
Perfect.
and 96.9 is here. WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope your day's off to a great start. We're going to see a daytime high today, again in the mid to upper 80s. Partly cloudy skies and just an isolated chance of a shower. I'm WPBF 25 First Warning meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media.
I'm going through my email again. If you guys want to email me, go to my website, briancraigshow.com. Kathy's doing better. She's having a really rough recovery. I'm hoping she'll be back with me on the podcast this weekend.
Incident though in Lake Worth along 10th Avenue North at South Military Trail. Another crash in Western Palm Beach along 441 at Connors Highway. Incident free right now in Broward County. Just some light traffic on 95 heading northbound from Deerfield Beach into Boca. We're seeing some more volume on Southern Boulevard and Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound coming out of the Acreage. Also light traffic on 441 north and southbound from Deerfield Beach and Boca. This report is sponsored by Walgreens. Finding the right Medicare plan is no easy feat. With Walgreens, find RX coverage, compare plans online over the phone.
Oh, man.
Plans with low-cost co-pays.
Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Make sure you're subscribed and you like the video. Just a great day as we ready ourselves for the Blue Flush.
Here's your True Oldies
Oh, man.
ABC News Update.
ABC News Now, I'm Tom Rivers. President Biden last night in an address warning Americans that what they decide on Election Day could, he says, determine whether American democracy survives.
The president's saying that it is...
Oh, my gosh. It's going to determine... If they don't win, democracy doesn't survive. How arrogant. Are they not arrogant? They're just, Democrats are just narcissists. Complete narcissist. It really is. Hey, if you have not, after I go off the air this morning at 9, check out my podcast last night. It's the one on Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. It's a lot of good stuff there, and it's a shorter podcast than I normally do. It's 2 segments, and in the second segment, you don't want to miss the second segment. It was a pretty good podcast. I talked about some things I've not really talked about that have happened off the air that you won't want to miss. But it's the one on Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. You will not want to miss it. It's I just don't like Ben Shapiro, and I don't trust him. I'm sorry. Do you like or dislike Ben Shapiro? Yes or no? Yeah. Do you like or don't like Ben Shapiro? Yes or no?
When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Start shopping today at Walgreens.com/Medicare.
Opinions are like apples. Everyone's got one. Get yours in the Steve Kane Show.
Yes. We are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. I was just listening to the top of the hour news. Biden said if the Democrats lose, we've lost democracy. So there's only democracy if one party wins everything? Is that what he said? That doesn't sound like democracy, Biden. Oh, my goodness. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. So the Democrats are in complete panic mode. Joe Scarborough just had a freak out yesterday. Listen to this. This is Joe Scarborough, oh man, on MSNBC, having a bit of a meltdown.
Looking at Donald Trump, looking at the Kari Lakes, it's time to start looking at the people who are empowering them.
Oh, did you hear that? It's time to start looking into the people that are empowering them. You know who that is, right? That's you and me. What he means are the people that are voting for these MAGA Republicans, Kari Lake and others. We've got to look into the people that are empowering them, which of course are the Republican MAGA voters.
Looking at Donald Trump, looking at the Kari Lakes, it's time to start looking at the people who are empowering them.
Oh my goodness. And then after you look at the people that vote for them, Joe Scarborough, what are you going to do next? What do you mean? Put them in a camp, a gulag? You're going to send them to Siberia, a re-education center? What do you mean? When you start looking at the people that are voting for them, then what are you going to do, Joe?
Who know better, who were raised to be better citizens than that. Because I can tell you, they have grown up in an America where that never happened before. And I will tell you this too, if somebody, the United States Congress, when I was there, behaved that way, when they came back to Congress, they would have the mark of the political beast on them.
Really? The mark of the beast on them?
Nobody would talk to them. Leadership would take them to the side. They would be ostracized, and they would be told, you go into the well of the chamber this afternoon, and you apologize to the Pelosi's, and you apologize to the American people, or you...
Apologize to the Pelosi's for what? For what? You know, I was watching CNN yesterday. I recorded Don Lemon's show, which is not going to last. He said he only got like an hour or 2 sleep before the show. He looks so hungover because, you know, he's partying all night. And they're talking about the Pelosi, the Paul Pelosi incident, right? And, of course, they've decided it was an assassination attempt on Nancy. I don't know how they figure that, but they've decided that. And they had pictures on the screen. They had Martin Luther King, Emmett Till, President Kennedy, and one other one. I can't remember who the fourth one was. Let's see. Emmett Till, President Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and they had a fourth person up there who had been shot and killed. Who? I can't remember who. Did anybody? It was Don Lamar, so I know no one was watching. I can't remember who the fourth one was. And they were connecting this to the Paul Pelosi incident. And I looked at those. Now, what did they have in common? Right? Martin Luther King. Right? Emmett Till and John F. Kennedy. They were all killed by leftists. I can't remember who the fourth one was that they had. They were all killed by leftists, right? A communist, Kennedy. Emmett Till was killed by Democrats. And, of course, Martin Luther King was a Republican, right? So it was the Democrats that got him, too. I don't know. So I don't understand the connection here. But anyway, they go on. So let's finish up with Morning Joe here.
Be taken off every Republican committee you're on. This, for people, wake up. Wake up. This has never happened before. Ever in our lifetime. So for people who are saying you're making a big deal out of nothing, no. This has never, nothing close to this has happened before.
Really, he's talking about the Paul Pelosi. Really? What about twice Rand Paul? There was an attempt to kill Rand Paul twice, right? The second time is when he left the White House, when they kind of did like that Republican convention at the White House, and the Antifa and BLMers attacked him and his wife. Remember that? But the first time, he was beaten almost to death. He had a collapsed lung. He was out mowing the lawn, and a Democrat attacked Rand Paul and beat him almost to death. Okay? And of course, when Steve Scalise was shot by the Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer, that guy didn't just intend on shooting Steve Scalise. He was trying to assassinate the entire Republican congressional baseball team. They were practicing the play against the Democrats, and before he shot them, he went down and asked someone which were the Democrats and which were the Republicans. He couldn't tell from far away, and when he found out which were the Republicans, he went to kill the whole team. So I don't know what Joe Scarborough is talking about. This is all these things have happened that didn't happen in the Pelosi case, but it was unhinged leftists that did it to Republicans.
Where violence is committed in a plot that was hatched to assassinate the Speaker of the House, the second in line for the presidency. Her 82-year-old husband gets in the way and gets his skull fractured, probably with life-threatening injuries. And people are laughing about it. We are in a place that's so far removed from where we have been in our lifetimes.
Other than when we've been there because of Democrats. Yeah. Okay, now this thing with Pelosi, there's something that stings here. Okay? And we don't know what is going on here. We know that there is police body camera footage. We know that and we know this because, well, the police have body cameras in San Francisco, and the Capitol Police screwed up again. Let the world know day before yesterday that they have cameras recording everything around the Pelosi's house. So there's all this footage, and they won't show it to us. In fact, the San Francisco DA was on TV yesterday.
Yeah, big picture, but very quickly, are you planning to release the 911 call or any body camera video?
Not at this time. We're going to find out today the speed at which this case will proceed.
Okay, so they're not going to release anything. And I'm here to tell you this. I don't support anything that happened to Paul Pelosi. That's a terrible thing. The man is lucky to be alive. He was hit in the head with a hammer. It is not funny. I'm not laughing at it, and I don't know who he's talking about. I haven't heard any credible person laughing at that. We all feel sorry for the guy, but we want to know what led up to it. This happened Friday at 2:30 in the morning, 5:30 here on the East Coast. So I'm going to count Friday as a day. Today's Thursday, right? 6 days now. We've had 6 days since this happened. And all this speculation that's going on would be over if they would release just some of the footage so we can see him breaking in the front door. But they don't want to show us that, do they? They don't want to show us that. Why? Because there's something about the footage that doesn't fit the narrative. By the way, Greg Kelly on Newsmax TV last night asked a great question. Oh, and by the way, Greg Kelly, I've not watched Greg Kelly in a while because of his new time slot. You know, boy, is he puffed up. Greg Kelly, he needs to... I've seen him come back from break, and he's eating a candy bar. He's had some chocolate on it. He's got to cut out the candy. He's getting a little puffy there. But anyway, I love Greg Kelly. He's great. But Greg Kelly asked a great question last night. Where's Nancy? 6 days, we haven't seen a press conference. This woman loves press conferences. And she hasn't had a press conference because she doesn't want any questions to be asked. Now, by the way, after the break, I'm going to go through the latest polls. So after the next break, I'm going to go through the latest polls, so stay tuned for that. Release the body camera footage. Release the Capitol footage. They released all that Capitol footage from January 6th. They don't hide Capitol Police footage. They've said that the Capitol Police just weren't watching. They didn't see what happened. I think they did see what happened. I think they saw what happened, probably, and it didn't seem like any problem. So they didn't do anything about it. That's what I think happened. But release the footage. Maybe I'm wrong. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, Vincent Wellington.
Hey, Vince, what's up?
Yeah, that whole Paul Pelosi thing is just insane to me. I don't know how we've gotten to this point where we can act like technology doesn't exist, where we can act like technology hasn't made it to where everything is on film nowadays. And I mean, the Ring doorbell cameras, the back security cameras on the house, everything in that house is probably cameras, and they're acting as if the transparency isn't necessary.
That's right. I mean, my goodness, we advertised the free doorbell camera from Sloman's that you could get when you mentioned you heard them on the radio, and you would have high-definition video with that of your front door.
I honestly don't believe that it was the actual call came from Paul Pelosi.
They don't want that. Maybe they don't. They won't even release the 911 call. Hey, listen, Vincent Wellington, I got to run for a break, but sorry to cut you short. But thanks for the call. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be back with the polls after this. Don't go anywhere. They won't even release the 911 call. Hey, listen, Vincent Wellington, I got to run for a break, but sorry to cut you short. But thanks for the call. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be back with the polls after this. Don't go anywhere.
Wake up and smell the truth. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, morning 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Halloween is over, but Costume
Steve
World
Kane
is
Show.
gearing up for the holidays and has you covered.
Hold on.
Maybe you want
Steve
to
Kane
dress
Show,
up
hold
as
on.
Santa this year. Make sure they go to Costume World first. Perhaps you've got some elf to dress, or you've decided to be the Grinch this holiday season. Costume World has everything you need for all your costume
Oh, man.
needs.
Welcome. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Oh, man. This is a great time. This red tsunami and blue flush is going to be beautiful. We're going to be here live the morning after. I triggered you with Scarborough. Yeah, Scarborough, he's a real beaut. He's a real beaut. Remember when the dead intern was found in his congressional office when he was in Congress? Oh, my goodness. Do you guys know about that? The dead female intern that was found in Joe Scarborough's congressional office here in Florida? Oh, yeah. Yeah. How did he get the scarlet letter when he went back to Congress after that happened? Well, thank you, Rome. Oh, man. Oh, he didn't know about the dead intern? Oh, yeah. Let me look it up to get the details. It's been a long time since I talked about Joe Scarborough. Let me look it up.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salon Paws pain relieving patches. The proven medicines in Salon Paws patches.
Let me see if I can find it here. They've done a good job of burying it.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salon Paws reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral pain medications.
For pain, I use Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside, everything homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Yeah, it was in 2001. Her name was Lori Clostis. Intern Lori Clostis was found dead at Joe Scarborough's congressional office in Florida in 2001 while Scarborough was working in D.C. An autopsy revealed the 28-year-old had an undiagnosed heart condition. It caused her to pass out. She fell and hit her head and died from that injury. So goes the story. But a lot of people don't trust the coroner that did that. Here we go.
888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve joining us. Now, before we get to the phones and to the polls and to the issues, you know, I mentioned the doorbell camera from Sloman's. You know, the doorbell camera from Sloman's, which you can get free when you call and mention you heard about them on the radio. They'll tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera when you call. I'm going to give you the number in a moment, so get something to write with and something to write on. Yeah. You have, with the doorbell camera from Sloman's, you have high-definition video that is recorded day and night, and it even has night vision on it. And I use this all the time. I use it a lot too, Steve, before I leave the house in the mornings, because it's dark out, and I look and see what's going on out in the front yard. I can see before I go out there in the morning. But, it has a motion sensor. You get a notification on your device, your mobile device, when there is activity at the door, which I get quite often. Anytime someone's delivering packages and everything else, it's a great convenience and security feature. And if people were accusing me of inviting a gay prostitute into the house, I'd be able to debunk that in 10 seconds. I would just pull out my iPhone and show the guy breaking in the door from the Sloman's doorbell camera, right? I wouldn't let people spend a week saying that I invited a prostitute into the house. I would just show you my phone. No, here, this is what happened. That's how it works. Give them a call, and call no matter where you're located, and they'll tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera. 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. All right, Steve, welcome. Good morning.
Yes, it is a good morning.
Oh, man.
Looks like we're going to have a lot of good mornings.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the blue flush is about to happen. Yeah, I wanted to go through some of the polls. And since we're getting close, you want to hear some of them?
Any changes overnight?
Oh, they're all good. It's all good news here.
Great. When I nodded off last night.
Yeah, I don't follow polls. The only reason I go over the polls, Steve, you live and die by the polls, and plus, it's
poll person.
Yeah, plus it's so close to the election. The polling organizations, they start to correct themselves when you get closer and start to get a little more accurate, because they don't want to lose credibility. So, like yesterday, they had this story, suburban moms have woken up and they got in the minivans, like they have minivans anymore, and now they're Republican. That is just the cable news trying to help the polling organizations regain credibility as they get more accurate. But right now, okay, the Georgia Senate race, the latest poll out of Georgia has Herschel Walker up a point. After everything they've done, after all the slanders, and the woman even revealed herself with Gloria Allred, he's in the lead. And Kemp, who's running for governor, is up 7 points. So that we got that.
On that Herschel Walker thing, I think that it was cheap and it was petty. And how many, the key to that thing is the length of time that has lapsed since the
30 years
concerning the charge. 30 years. I mean, it's obviously just a vindictive and done for political reasons.
Yeah.
Of course, I think Herschel got sympathy out of that.
Oh, yeah. And when you see that Kemp is up 7 points against Stacey Abrams, that's a sure thing. And I'm going to tell you a secret that they don't talk about in the news. I've mentioned it before. Stacey Abrams does not want to be the governor of Georgia. Okay, she's running because she's obligated to. When she ran for governor the first time, she was completely broke with a lot of debt, and now she's a millionaire several times over. If she got elected governor, she'd have to walk away from all these things that they pay her with all the time. She makes too much money losing the governor's race. She doesn't want to be governor. So Herschel Walker is in the lead in the latest Georgia Senate poll. Kemp, who's running for governor, the Republican, he's ahead by 7 points. There's a race in Nevada for governor. Lombardo's the Republican. He's up 4. Some of the names I'm not going to mention because they're not famous names, so I'll just give you the state. There's a Senate race in Missouri. The Republican leads by 9. The Senate seat in Wisconsin, the Republican Johnson leads by 2. The governor's race in Wisconsin, the Republican is up 1. Every poll out of Wisconsin has the Republican running for Senate in the lead and the governor. In Arizona, the latest poll from Fox has Kari Lake in the lead by 1. I don't know why it's so low, but she's in the lead. Yeah, that's your Fox News. Pennsylvania Senate, Oz leads by 1. I don't know where they get the 1. Let's see here. North Carolina, there's a Senate race. The Republican in the North Carolina Senate race leads by 5. Here in Florida, Marco Rubio against Val Demings is leading by 6. Ron DeSantis in the latest poll leads Charlie Crist by 10. You know, my brother-in-law voted for Charlie Crist yesterday. I know. Man, he's a liberal. That's, you know, we don't talk too much. I see him twice a year, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we don't talk politics. I've been told not to talk politics at the table. But I do it anyway just to bother, especially after the wine's flowing. Yeah, he voted for Charlie Crist, wasted his... I'm like, why did he bother, right? Why did he bother? What a waste. So anyway, DeSantis leads Crist by 10. In Ohio, J.D. Vance leads by 5. And the Republican running for governor in Ohio... Hold on, let me pull this one up because it just refreshed on the internet. And I lost it. Hold on, because it was a good one. I just lost it. Of course I just... okay, yeah. DeWine, he's the Republican running for governor of Ohio. He leads by 20 points in Ohio running for governor. So, a person I've never heard of, Holland. But Wally. Wally is the Democrat. I don't even know who that is. But DeWine, he's the Republican governor. He leads by 10. So we've got Vance and the governor in Ohio. We've got that. That's going to... The generic congressional vote in the NPR poll, and this one I want you to really take note. NPR doesn't get more liberal than NPR. I mean, they're basically communist over there, right? The National Public Radio PBS poll, the generic congressional vote, Republicans lead by 3. CNN, another liberal, the CNN poll, Republicans lead by 4. The Quinnipiac has the generic congressional vote, Republicans leading by 4. News Nation, which just hired Fredo, Chris Cuomo, so, you know, that tells you where they're at. News Nation, generic congressional poll, Republicans lead by 2. So the Republicans lead everywhere in every poll, and even in the liberal polls, and the trend is to the Republicans. So this is a good time, Steve.
Just off the top of my head, from my superficial understanding of the polls, the early stuff is supposed to be when the liberals and the Democrats vote.
That's just you know what you're listening, Steve. You know what you're doing. You're listening to too much filler talk on Fox. I don't know that that's true.
You with the internet.
No. I don't think that's true. I know they keep saying that. Okay, they keep telling us that there's been this huge early vote turnout of Democrats.
Race. I'm talking about traditionally.
Oh, traditionally.
Wisdom is that the early vote goes to the...
I don't think... No. We're up against the break. The reason I don't think that has happened this time is because I've not seen any television footage of lines of Democrats waiting to early vote anywhere. I don't know if it'd be good. I don't know. Listen, we're up against the break. We got a break. So callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve's here. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. if it'd be good. I don't know. Listen, we're up against the break. We're up. We got a break. So callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve's here. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Bringing the heat to your radio every morning. It's the Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning at 10 a.m. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope your day's off to a great start. We're going to see a daytime high today, again in the mid to upper 80s. Partly cloudy skies with just an isolated chance of a shower. I'm WPBF 25 First Warning meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
The major expressways are still crash-free at this time. We do have an incident, though, in Lake Worth along 10th Avenue North at South Military Trail. Another crash in Western Palm Beach along 441 at Connors Highway. Incident-free right now in Broward County. Just some light traffic on 95 heading northbound from Deerfield Beach into Boca. We're seeing some more volume on Southern Boulevard and Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound coming out of the acreage. Also light traffic on 441 north and southbound between Deerfield Beach and Boca. This report is sponsored by Walgreens. Finding the right Medicare plan is no easy feat. With Walgreens, find RX coverage, compare plans online, over the phone or in person, and find plans with low-cost co-pays. When you need to
I'm still answering more emails.
Start shopping today at Walgreens.com/.
So if you emailed me, you may be getting an email back.
Brian Craig here. You've heard me talk about how Dr. Appleton has rid me of knee pain with his laser away pain system. Let me introduce you to Dr. Appleton.
I had a new patient on Saturday, came in with sciatica, leg pain. She lifted something wrong on Saturday. She said, "Can this help me?" And I said, "Sure." And we did the laser on her on Saturday. On Monday, she returned, and she said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." The joy of doing this all these years is helping patients, and the laser is just an amazing tool that I use to help people. With acute, chronic, young, old, golf, tennis players, NBA, football players, male, female, it doesn't matter. The laser will help. And once we finish patients up, I never hear from anybody. What I do hear from them...
There's a story on Tudor Dixon I'm looking for.
Cousin, the nephew.
I'm pretty sure I tweeted it.
That's the biggest joy of my life.
Give Dr. Appleton a call at 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710 and say bye-bye to your pain.
Eagle Eye Protection Services for all your firearms.
Yeah, what time is Trump scheduled, do you know, tonight, Rome?
Firearms training, including concealed carry for you, your friends, your neighbors, by professionals.
I'm not exactly sure when, what time.
G-licensed security classes offered every week. For firearm and security patrol service needs, it's Eagle Eye Protection Services. Protect yourself,
7.
your family, your business. Call 561-723-6191. Eagle Eye, your local security protection services.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Have you been told that you have bone on bone or need a knee replacement? Have you been told that you have osteoarthritis? Well, then come see us at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have non-surgical solutions that include rehab and injections that can prevent you from having to have surgery or prolong the surgery.
Where is...
75 years in South Florida, you don't have to live with pain any longer. 754-222-6642.
Oh, man.
6642.
Exciting stuff, people.
222-6642.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts.
Yeah, I left out the best poll of all. I was saving it, then when I saw the time, so I couldn't get to it. So I'm going to share the best poll, one that I was wrong about earlier this week.
Clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with a better...
Welcome. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, everyone. Yeah, I like watching the pre-show, too. Did you guys hear what happened to Mike Nificent with Right Side? Oh, my goodness.
Call 800-953.
It's too bad. He said an unnamed person that he would not name. I talked to him off the air. He didn't tell me. He wouldn't tell me. But Mike Nificent said that one of the people at Right Side Broadcasting didn't like him and phased him out. I talked about it in detail on my podcast a couple podcasts before last night's, 2 podcasts ago. everybody in the chat room, when he did a live stream, said Liz Willis. And he didn't say yes, but he didn't deny it. Yeah. I asked him when I talked to him. He didn't want to tell me, but I think it was Liz Willis, too. Yeah. I thought he was... he's one of the best people they have. You know, and if the two best people they had, in my opinion, are gone from Right Side. That's Mike Nificent, who told me he's got something coming up. And the girl who died, the really pretty black girl that was on Right Side that died in Miami, I cannot remember her name. She was like a Miss America beauty pageant contestant. Remember her? She was very good, too. Scott's doing better. I cannot remember. Yeah, Zoe. Yeah, she was very, very good. Yeah, Mike Nificent's a friend of mine.
Come visit us today at Anne Marie's Pizza and Wine Company, your local family-owned Italian restaurant located on the corner of Hope and Thread.
Yeah, she died in Miami Beach, South Beach. Terrible. That was shocking. All right.
On Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, we're back. No, I don't think we were disagreeing, Steve. We were up against the break, so we were talking fast about the early vote. Yeah.
Goes to the Democrats.
Typically.
Let an independent arbiter decide. If Richie the bus driver...
Oh my gosh, I never thought I'd hear those words. Well, no. I agree. I agree with you that the early vote typically goes to the Democrats. But what I'm telling you is, I don't think there's. No. What I'm saying is, I don't think there was much of an early vote. I think that the Democrat turnout in early voting has been record low turnout. Because they've not, yeah.
The point I was making, and then we will get on and leave this to the callers, but I was making is if we're ahead after counting the early vote.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Now I left out one poll because we were up against the break, and this is a big one, and it not only is a big poll. It's an incredible measure as to where the country is, okay? And this is one that my prediction earlier in the week looks to have been wrong on this. And this is Gretchen Whitmer versus Tudor Dixon in Michigan. In the latest poll, Tudor Dixon and Gretchen Whitmer are now not tied, as is being reported. It's being reported as a tie. Actually, Tudor Dixon is in the lead. Although it's a slight lead, she's still in the lead, but they don't want to say that. And plus, she gained a whole bunch of points. Gretchen Whitmer is at 44.6%. Tudor Dixon is at 44.8%. And the move in that poll in Tudor Dixon's favor, 0.2%, people, that they'll say, oh, that's in the margin of error. She gained, Steve, like 8 points to get there. So, you know what I mean? So she gained 8 about, and Gretchen Whitmer lost about as much. So it's really like a net gain of like 16. So this is an amazing poll, and it really shows you where the tone of the country is. And I saw they brought out all these old fogies yesterday, right, from the Democrat retirement home, Bill Clinton. Oh my goodness. Bill Clinton. I mean, Steve, he was talking to a room of like 12 people. It was embarrassing. I almost felt bad for Bill Clinton, but he was talking about the Republicans, and they don't understand, and they don't know what you want. You look at these rallies; they are regular working people. And I was talking earlier, see, that what the Democrats don't understand is they have totally 100% lost touch with the pulse of the American people. They have no idea where the hearts and minds of the American people are. And Tudor Dixon, I thought, was going to be just destroyed. This latest poll shows that even in Michigan, where you got all those Democrats in Michigan. So Michigan is now looking like a very much in play. And then, of course, in New York. It looks like we're going to take the governor's race in New York. That's a massive.
Home, the other group that has come home after a short absence of a couple of elections is
I'm not sure. No, or Fetterman. Take your pick.
Mom, suck 'em.
Oh.
Mom.
You know, I heard that yesterday, and so what, white women were Democrats until recently? Is that what that means? I don't understand what they mean by that.
Well, they went, yes, yeah. For a while, the Republicans lost them, and now they're back.
I'm not so sure about that. You know, this is, I was watching a lot of that coverage yesterday, and because there was a new poll out. I don't think they left. I don't think they left because they're implying that they just came back. Where were they all this time? I think white women were voting Republican hardcore in Trump's first election. I think we've had white women for a long time. I don't get this. They're back. I think they've been with us. I don't. You know. I think maybe they're more opinionated about being with us now because of the inflation. I do. Let me give out the number. 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is our number. It's a toll-free call. 1-888-465-2631. I heard that talk yesterday about this. They call them suburban moms. I don't think they let. Yeah, I guess soccer's out now. I don't know.
Cup starts, I think, this weekend.
Yeah. They used to call them soccer moms. Now they're suburban moms. You know, this is where I think. This is what I think is different about that poll, okay? Suburban moms are not as white as they used to be. Because if, you know, you go in this, at least in my suburban neighborhood, I know yours too, they're not white. There's some of them are white, but a lot of them are black and Hispanic. I think I think what we've done is we've gained a lot of women who are not, we picked up women that don't typically vote Republican ever. There's suburban moms who are black and Hispanic, I think is really what that poll is telling us. Or
we were all writing off the Hispanic vote, figuring that this effort on the part of the Democrats to buy the Hispanic vote.
Yeah.
Backfired on them.
Oh, yeah. People don't like that. You know, this is the thing. I was talking about this earlier. When I played this interview that Hillary did when she said that if you vote Republican, they're going to take away your Social Security and Medicare. No one's talking about Social Security or Medicare. That's just some old talking point from '94 that she just remembered. And she was just saying things that are out of date. The Democrats are like 35 years back in time on the issues. They're talking about Roe v. Wade. I mean, like, this is a big one, okay? So the Supreme Court that just overturned Roe v. Wade, which none of us really thought would ever happen, they're going to overturn affirmative action now, right, in college admissions. Where are all of the black activists leading protests against the Supreme Court to try to get them to not overturn affirmative action? There's nothing. I saw a couple people on TV talking about it. There's these platform issues of the Democrats. No one cares about them anymore. Roe v. Wade, affirmative action, Social Security, and Medicare. They need to update their party platform.
Well, they'll figure that out.
Now, I don't think so, Steve. Their party platform is like 30, 35 years out of date. Look what's on it.
But when they see the results of that as displayed in this election,
yeah,
there's going to be tremendous infighting among the Democrats. They're going to have a revolution on.
Yeah.
And amongst themselves.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask the audience a very important question. Do you or someone you know and love have neuropathy? And if you or someone you know have neuropathy, you know it's torture. You know, the neuropathy symptoms, I don't know if it's classified as a disability. but it should be. And, you know, you had all these symptoms, and we had a problem because you had all these neuropathy symptoms. Every symptom of neuropathy you had, numbness, pain, burning, tingling in the hands and feet, the feeling of pins and needles in the hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, all that stuff. You had all of that stuff.
Worst part of it is they tell you there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, and we got our cruise coming up, and you're like, I don't know, I got all these neuropathy. You couldn't get out of bed. How am I going to do the cruise? And you went to a neurologist, and the neurologist said, nothing you can do. Go home. You suffer for the rest of you. That's your life now. And we actually went out and sought help. We sought treatment, and we found Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Not only do they have a treatment for neuropathy, they have a treatment that actually works. It's worked with Steve, and I've talked to many listeners since Lighthouse Medical Center has been with us who have praised the great work that they did at Lighthouse Medical. And, you know, if you're not in town, if you're out of town, out of state, give them a call. They can help you too. But we have listeners here in Florida that travel over an hour each way to get the Lighthouse Medical Center because, yeah, the doctors will tell you there's no treatment. That's it. But there is. Now, Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano have been in practice with the same family for 75 years. Yeah, and the same family. This isn't like a medical practice that's been sold 20 times to different people with the same name. Yeah, the same family. It's amazing. And I believe they're probably the oldest medical practice in Broward County. So listen, give them a call. When you call, make sure you tell them you heard them on the radio so you can take advantage of the no-charge consultation. And, oh, yeah. So I'm going to give you the number right now. You can find them online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com or call 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. We'll take a quick break. Yep, and be right back.
They're the most polarizing talk show hosts in all of South Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Morning 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, and it's time to check in with attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Barry Siegel, good morning. Great. What do you have for us this morning, Barry?
Well, as we age, one of the biggest concerns is our health and health care. And one of the questions we need to ask ourselves, or several of the questions we need to ask ourselves, involve health care and how do we have things set up and planned so if we ever need decisions made about our health care, is that going to work out for us? So, for example, question number one, who is going to make our health care decisions for us if we're not able to? If we don't have the mental capacity to make our own decisions, who have you designated? Did you designate anyone? And if you did designate someone, is that the person that you would want today? Maybe that was a decision you made years ago. Maybe that person's not around. Maybe that's not the best choice right now. Next question, what is your wish as far as if you were on a machine, do you want to be kept on the machine or do you want the plug pulled? There are things to consider about that. What decision did you make in the past? Did you ever make a decision about that in the past? And then finally, who is allowed to have access to your medical information, your records? Who are the doctors and nurses and therapists allowed to speak to and share information with? It's not automatic, and there needs to be a HIPAA authorization and release listing the people who are allowed to receive information. Wouldn't it be a good idea if the person or persons making those decisions for you were allowed to know what's going on so they can make an intelligent decision on your behalf? These are some things to consider when it comes to your health care.
Yeah, and you know, it's always a free consultation with the Siegel Law Group when you mention you heard attorney Barry Siegel on the radio. Now, Barry, how many offices do you have in South Florida?
9 locations. Our main office is in Boca Raton, but we're located as far south as Coral Gables, as far north as Palm Beach Gardens.
Yeah, and no matter where you are in Florida in this age of video calls and Zoom and everything and FaceTime, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help you remotely as well. You can find them online at SiegelLawGroup.com or give them a call toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782 for attorney Barry Siegel. All right, attorney Barry Siegel will finish out the week tomorrow.
Great day.
All right, take care, take care. We'll be right back.
Smarter than 95,000 milligrams of B6. Get smarter with the Steve Kane Show. Mornings 6 to 9 a.m.
All right, we're back. Steve's here. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. You know, I just saw a poll, too, that I was just reading another poll. I shared one poll where Oz is ahead. There's a second poll where Oz is ahead for the first time with Fetterman. And you look at who they're running. You know, we were talking about this earlier in the week. This is the election of the Democrat sacrifice candidate. That's why, you know, you got Beto in Texas. You know, sacrifice every once in a while. There's a popular political party or popular candidate. The other side have to put people up, but they don't want to burn good future candidates, so they put up. Yeah, Bob Dole, Walter Mondale. John McCain, John McCain, you know, they run people that sometimes they've been in the party a long time and they feel they're owed, or like Fetterman, they're just so corrupt and checked out that they want to do it for the prestige. They don't mind losing. Like Beto doesn't mind losing. He just likes to go out on the campaign trail and have a bunch of people fawn all over. So...
For Fetterman?
Oh, I didn't know he had new ones. No.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're comedy bits. I mean, you wouldn't even recognize it was him. I mean, he like plays a cartoon character. It was really bizarre because everybody's, you know, watching closely to see if he's coherent, and they just created a cartoon character.
Oh. I'll take a look. But you know, the thing with these all of these candidates that you see in most of these races, even Stacey Abrams, are people that if they lose, it's not damaging to them. Like, who heard of Fetterman before this? So Fetterman losing, he still becomes well known. He profits from it. Stacey Abrams was like obligated, and you look at these polls; they're so far behind. Even in Arizona with Kari Lake, they have a very weak candidate up against her. So we're having a clean sweep because, you know, the Democrats are out of touch with the people, but they've also put up very weak opposition because they didn't want to burn people. So that's what sacrifice candidates are. These people that, you know, when you look at the debates that the Democrats and the Republicans have had, there's been a lot of debates in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know of a single debate where the Democrat came out winning. And people said, wow, that Democrat won, and they have some momentum now. None. Not one. Can you? Has there been one debate moment that you can think of? No. And I'm not saying that every Republican hit a home run in the debate, but what I'm telling you is there wasn't a moment where after a debate you haven't seen the polls go more into the Republicans' favor, right? You know, like, yeah. I mean, this is really... And it's all because of Trump and the Trump rallies. You know, like Obama and Clinton both spoke to small groups yesterday. Bill's was the smallest, but Obama's was like twice the size of Bill. They're small people, like a dozen people. And I'm not kidding. That one of Bill Clinton was, it looked like it was in the breakout room at a local public library. It was really bad, you know, and
the standard has been set in these debates by Trump, who everybody's used to seeing these massive crowds consistently, time after time after time, and now it's the Democrats' turn, and they can't turn.
Well, yeah, Trump has a rally in Iowa tonight at 7, right? So Trump at his one event tonight will have more people than were at every Obama, Clinton, and Biden event for the last 2 weeks, by far. I mean, you know, and that's, you know, the first rally's tonight, and then it's nonstop rallies through the election. And, you know, and by the way, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll go to the phones at 1-888-GO-KANE-1 in a moment. 1-888-465-2631. See, the importance of the rally, and if you notice, by the way, they carry the Bill Clinton speeches and they carry the Obama speeches to 12 people, but they don't carry the Trump ones, right? But it really highlights how historic these Trump events are. Former presidents, especially with just one term, usually turn out 12 to 30 people at an event like Obama and Bill Clinton did yesterday, not 50,000 like Donald Trump. It's amazing. These Trump rallies, each one of them is historic, and it really highlights that. I didn't see any of these pundits yesterday talk about the different size crowds that show up for the ex-presidents. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Augustino from Georgia.
Hey, Augustino.
Hey, I heard you mention, I just turned the radio on and heard you and Steve talking about, I think it was Hillary or somebody talking about, what was it, SSI or what was...
Hillary Clinton said that if you vote Republican, they're going to take away your Social Security and Medicare if you're a senior citizen. You're going to lose it if you vote Republican.
Okay, well, that ain't going to happen because I'm voting.
Oh, then you're voting Republican. Then if Hillary is right, you're going to lose your Social Security and Medicare. Why would you vote? Why would you vote for a party that's going to take away your Social Security and Medicare, Augustino? You don't trust Mrs. Clinton?
Too. Did I goof that up? What did I say wrong?
You know what? How long you been up?
I just got up.
Oh, okay. That's the problem. Wake up a little bit more, and then call back. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's best not to call when you first wake up. You know, now he's a good guy. I get up about 3 or 4 hours before we go on the air because I don't, so I'm awake when I go on the air. But anyway, yeah, 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is our number. But no, so this one is, this is really going to be a blowout. This poll, the one that really energized me today, though, was Tudor Dixon is now in the lead against Gretchen Whitmer. And no one in the media is saying that she's in the lead. They're saying it's a tie because she's barely ahead and they don't talk about the game. But that, for Tudor Dixon to now have come into the lead, that tells you where the momentum is. I don't think we've seen a midterm election with this much momentum in favor of any party. Now, I know they say, well, historically, the party out of power gained seats, but not like this. Let me pull up this article. I was telling you about this. I went through this a little bit in the first hour, but this is absolutely amazing because it's listen to this. This is in the Daily Mail yesterday, and this is what has them really freaked out. Democrats brace for disaster. Poll projection shows Republicans taking 4 seats in the Senate and gaining at least 31 in the House. The November 8 midterms are less than a week away. An updated analysis of projected congressional outcomes show Republicans are likely to pick up 4 Senate seats held by Democrats. Those seats are Arizona, Nevada, New Hampshire, and Georgia. And one thing this leaves out, this victory is greater. See, this is what they don't understand. This victory is greater than the gains, because a lot of these people are a lot of these Republicans are replacing incumbent Republicans that they beat in primaries or who retired in their seats. So you're replacing establishment Republicans with MAGA Trump loyalist Republicans, right? So if we gain 31 seats in the House and 4 in the Senate, we're really gaining a lot more because we're replacing some old Republican establishment creeps with MAGA Trump Republicans. The GOP has always been forecasted to win the House in all the recent polls of the last 4 months, but Democrats saw hope in Senate races. Now, that's it, defeat. So, yeah, but I don't know what the count will. We'll find out hopefully soon after, Wednesday, Thursday next week. We'll know how many MAGA Republican seats we've gained. That's what I'm more concerned about, not just how many. If we're going to gain 31 Republican seats, we may gain 31 Republicans, it might be 45 MAGA Republican seats in total. You understand what I mean? So the victory is more important than your typical midterm. Like I was talking earlier with Newt Gingrich's Contract for America, the Republicans for the first time, if I'm correct, it was 35 or 40 years. It was the first time the Republicans controlled both houses. But
liberals and the Democrats have just disappeared from calling.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want to face.
Yeah. Or maybe they do and just can't, discuss it. Maybe they've accepted it too. But when Newt had the Contract for America and they won the majority in both houses, those were Republican establishment. This MAGA Republican movement we have is bigger than the actual numbers of the seats gained, because we're gaining MAGA Republicans where establishment creeps once sit for many years, some of them. So this is really amazing. And yeah, sat, that's right. And they will sit where they sat. All right, our number 1-888-COCAINE-1. Now I want to tell people we are without doubt right now in Christmas shopping season. That's it. I mean, we are in Christmas shopping season right now. I got an email from Mike Lindell himself yesterday, Steve. There is a huge sale going on that you will want to take advantage of. It's on the 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets of Mike Lindell's from MyPillow. I have 6 sets of these, 4 regular and 2 flannel. And I can't wait to break out the flannel. We don't, you're here in Florida, Mike Lindell says there's a lot of companies out there that sell Giza sheets, but their sheets are only about 10% Giza cotton. Mike Lindell's are 100% Giza cotton, which is the finest cotton in the world. These sheets come with a 10-year warranty. They perfectly regulate your body temperature. I have 6 sets of them, and even the oldest set looks like the day we got it. And I've been sleeping on them for a couple years now. And the most amazing feature to me is how that bottom sheet fits perfectly on all 4 corners. You guys know what I mean with traditional sheets, especially after you wash them. Those old sheets shrink. You can't get that 4th corner on the bottom mattress, right, on the fitted sheet. With the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, all 4 corners fit easily without effort. 2 fingers and a thumb. Boom, 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 boom. The bed's made. You'll love, and they make great Christmas gifts. They come in an incredible package, perfect for wrapping. And we're buying some Giza sheets for people on our gift-giving list because there's an incredible deal going on, the lowest price ever. With our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com, you can get Mike Lindell's MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets for just $29.99. But you've got to use our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Lowest price ever. I've got 6 sets. This is a much better deal than I got. And this will not last because they're going to start to run out of sizes, colors, patterns, and different styles. And this is for both regular and flannel. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, just $29.99. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, callers on hold, stand by. Back after this. 4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, callers on hold, stand by. Back after this.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9
Steve Kane Show.
is here.
Hey, Juan. Steve Kane Show, hold on.
WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope your day's off to a great start. We're going to see a daytime high today, again in the mid to upper 80s. Partly cloudy skies and just an isolated chance of a shower. I'm WPBF 25 First Warning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community. Have a laugh with some funny memes. And keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic.
Cresthaven Boulevard, I-95 on the Turnpike lane crash free. But look out for a disabled vehicle blocking your right shoulder on 95 heading southbound passing Lake Worth Road. We also have some north and southbound traffic on 95 passing Lake Worth Road. Same day for the Turnpike, but we are seeing some pretty heavy delays now on 95 heading northbound from Deerfield Beach and Avoca. We're also seeing some pretty heavy traffic on Boynton Beach Boulevard east and westbound between 441 and the Turnpike. This report is paid for by FMCSA. ShareTheRoadSafely.gov. Everyone can help keep our roads safe when you need to merge in front of a truck. Please leave plenty of space. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov. Paid for by FMCSA. That's traffic. I'm Chris Barr.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News update.
ABC News now. I'm Tom Riddle. President Biden last night in an address warning Americans that what they decide on election day could, he says, determine whether American democracy survives.
The president saying that it is local election denying officials.
I'm reading the Huffington Post. These people are out of their minds.
Second no-hitter in World Series history achieved by the Houston Astros last night. This is ABC News.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens Find Direct Surgery.
Oh, Rome, Wisconsin has hit the big time because there's. Did you see the? I'm going back through the chat. There was a troll with a fake Rome, Wisconsin handle. Rome, Wisconsin loves AOC. You've hit the big time, Rome, Wisconsin.
Just call in 888-GO-1. Hello. You'll thank us later. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane's here. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show. I was reading the Huffington Post during the break, which is, Steve, the liberal news outlet, and they're all excited. The Democrats, they get themselves excited briefly over some racket they're running, right? Kash Patel, who works for President Trump. Okay, this is the story. Okay, Trump aide Kash Patel, who wrote a children's book, which I order and have. I can't remember the name of it, but Kash Patel wrote a children's book about President Trump, and I ordered it. Because we might have I don't know if we've announced this on the air, but we're moving to new studios soon. Okay, at another location, and Steve's getting new studio at his house, and I am moving to a brand new location with new studios, and it is right down the street from Mar-a-Lago where our new studios are. So we're going to have to stock up the studios with things we want autographed, like Kash Patel's children's book. You know what I mean, Steve? So since we're going to be down the street, I'm not kidding, by the way. We're going to be down the street from Mar-a-Lago at our new studios. So we got to have some things, like you've got that USFL helmet.
Yeah, I got two of those and a Herschel Walker helmet.
Well, Herschel doesn't hang out at Mar-a-Lago, but we have Trump owned the Jersey Generals, right? Yeah, and of course my MAGA hat is what I want autographed. But anyway, we're going to the new studio soon, so we got to stock the studio up with certain gear. But anyway, Kash Patel, including the Peter Navarro book. There's things we got to have on hand. You never know who's going to stop by when you're broadcasting down the street from Mar-a-Lago. But Kash Patel is going to be testifying, and this is in the Huffington Post. Every once in a while, you got to go to these liberal sources so you can see where their minds are, and they're always in outer space. Trump aide Kash Patel set to testify about classified Mar-a-Lago documents. This is in the Huffington Post. Donald Trump loyalist Kash Patel is set to testify before a federal grand jury investigating the handling of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. Kash Patel, a top advisor to Trump, is expected to testify after receiving immunity from prosecution over the information he reveals in his testimony. People familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal yesterday. A federal judge ruled the Justice Department could not force Kash Patel to testify unless he received immunity. So this is about a 2,000-word article that I'm not going to read further in, but this is what this is what these propagandists do, right? The left all they do is spin and put out propaganda. Kash Patel hasn't even jaywalked in it, you know what I mean? I mean, he's a stand-up, law-abiding citizen. So they have given him immunity, which implies that he's a criminal, right? They give him immunity, and the Huffington Post, they present that in the story as if he's done something that if he testified to, he would incriminate himself. So when they give you immunity, you no longer have Fifth Amendment protections because you can't be prosecuted. You can't incriminate yourself if you have immunity. That's why they do that. And they can compel you to testify. So they've come out with this new scheme. Well, he's got immunity. He's got something to hide, and he's going to tell. Let me tell you, this is going to be a big bust because Trump did nothing wrong, Kash Patel did nothing wrong, and there's nothing to tell. The only mishandling of documents was done by the people who broke into Mar-a-Lago, putting them out all over the floor, right, and taking pictures and putting them on the internet of them on the carpet. Maybe that was some mishandling. I tell you, they're always running a scheme, Steve. You know, trying to get Trump on something. And what grand jury has come out with an indictment that led to a trial and conviction of President Trump on anything? Nothing, right? But this is going to be the one. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Very good. Very good. That's what Trump's doing. Maybe not this election, but by the next. See, that. By the way, great question, Juan. Thanks for the call. This is what I was telling you. There are certain Democrats that Trump has endorsed in the Senate that we don't like J.D. I know J.D. Vance had a good night the other night, right? You saw the town hall, Steve? You were telling me about it? J.D. Vance is going to disappoint us many, many times in the Senate. But President Trump has gotten assurances from Dr. Oz, J.D. Vance, and others that they will not vote for Mitch McConnell to maintain, Herschel Walker's another one, maintain the leadership position. That's why he's doing it. He's trying to get rid of Mitch McConnell as the majority leader. He's still going to be in the Senate because he's not up this time around. I think he's up next time. But his plan is to get somebody else picked to be the majority leader other than the most physically unattractive man ever to sit in the United States Senate, Mitch McConnell, for being the leader. Oh, he's disgusting. It's very difficult to look at. Very difficult to look at. Yeah, and that'll be a beautiful day. I would love him no longer. He's well, first off, he's in bed with China. We all know that. And he hates Trump, Mitch McConnell. But I don't know if we'll have enough MAGA Republicans in the Senate to do that this time because, you know, there's a lot of people that aren't up. Like, I don't know if I would trust Rick Scott would support Mitch McConnell, I believe, right? And he's our senator. He's one of our two senators. He'd support it. And I don't know about Marco Rubio on that one. Marco Rubio, I bet you, even though Trump's endorsed him, I bet you he would still. We don't have enough we're not going to have enough MAGA Republican senators to get rid of Mitch McConnell this time. Maybe the next time. You know, I mean, the wall's not done because of him, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Steve's excited. All right, our number 1-888-COCAINE-1. Appreciate it. Well, I just can't throw things out until I get you excited, Steve, you know. Let me throw out words and names and maybe one will hit. You know, I'm not fishing. 1-888-GO-CAINE-1's the number. 888-465-2631. But, you know, you look at these stories like this one in the Huffington Post, and you look at what's going on, right? We went through the polls today. And everything is, you know, looking good. This Kash Patel story is the lead story in the Huffington Post, and they got a picture of him. Trump ally set to testify, you know. And I'm looking through the Huffington Post stories. There's not one story on a poll. They don't have a single story on a poll in the Huffington Post. And I'm going through this. They don't even have a poll that they can turn into something good, right? Let's see here. North Korea story. Biden calls MAGA values a path to chaos. A Kari Lake story, a baseball story, Trump suing Letitia James, a Powerball story. So they don't even have, I don't see one story. They have negative stories about, about some Republicans, right? But there's not a positive story about a Democrat. And this Kash Patel story is about Trump, and Trump's not running right now officially. I mean, I know he's endorsed people, and in that sense, he's running. But they don't even have a story that's like October surprise-ish.
That's the writing on the wall. I mean, that's what it's going to be. Get used to it, because that's what's going to happen after the election.
Yeah, I mean,
Want to print anything good about Trump? They're going to manufacture all these negative scenarios concerning Trump, and they push feed it.
Yeah, but they don't have. What I mean is, they don't have one. They don't have one negative story, really, about a candidate, right? They got Obama roast, Kari Lake, Biden talking about Trump, Kash Patel's a Trump story, Letitia James is a Trump story. They don't have one story like there's some race somewhere, even in California. Every member, the Attorney General of New York, yeah.
Yeah. What's that story about?
Trump suing her because she's corrupt. But they don't. Remember, every member of the House of Representatives is up for re-election. They do not have a single story in the Huffington Post. Some guy running for re-election in the House in California, he said something that's newsworthy. The Democrats don't even have a newsworthy story about any of their own people to report. Now listen, we're coming up on our break. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll go to the phones after the break. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. And don't forget, if you miss a portion of the show, the entire program is uploaded on our radio station website, Oldie South Florida. You can catch the whole show there each day. We'll be back. If you miss a portion of the show, the entire program is uploaded Steve Kane on Show. Website, Oldie South Florida.
Hey, Joanna.
You can catch the whole show there each day. We'll be back.
The Steve Kane Show, telling it like it is, whether you like it or not. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Brian Craig here. You've heard me talk about how Dr. Appleton has rid me of knee pain with his laser away pain system. Let me introduce you to Dr. Appleton.
I had a new patient on Saturday, came in with sciatic, leg pain. She lifted something wrong on Saturday. She said, "Can this help me?" And I said, "Sure." And we did the laser on her on Saturday. On Monday, she returned, and she said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." The joy of doing this all these years, helping patients, and the laser is just an amazing tool that I use to help people with acute, chronic, young, old, golf, tennis players, NBA, football players, male, female, it doesn't matter. The laser will help. And once we finish patients up, I never hear from everybody. What I do hear from them is the referrals, the family, the wife, the cousin, the nephew that comes back. And that's the biggest joy.
Give Dr. Appleton a call at 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And say bye-bye to your pain.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in the roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him that Steve Kane sent you.
Halloween is over, but Costume World is gearing up for the holidays and has you covered. Maybe you want to dress up as Santa this year. Make sure they go to Costume World first. Perhaps you got some elf to dress, or you've decided to be the Grinch this holiday season. Costume World has everything you need for all your costume needs. Halloween may be over, but there's always opportunities to dress up. And when you think dress up, think Costume World. Costume World, 2313 Northwest 30th Place, Pompano Beach.
Hello, this is
Socialism. And I'm so sick and tired of all of these folk talking about socialistic medicine. You're giving in to socialism. And I really get upset when I hear Christians in the midst of this debate talking about socialism. They ought to go back and read Acts chapter.
Oh my goodness. That's Warnock in church. I'll play it when we get back. Attacking his congregation and people for criticizing socialism. Oh my goodness. We have callers on hold. It's just none of the callers are exciting. So I'm putting off going to the calls. Right.
Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show. Grab your coffee. Get ready to be trained. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. And, you know, Anne Marie's, oh man, the best Italian food. Steve and I, we talk so much about the great Italian dishes, and we don't talk about the desserts too much. But I've had a couple of the desserts, which are spectacular, and I picked out my next one. I'm looking at the Anne Marie's dessert menu, Steve. Now, have you had any of the desserts yet? Well, you take it home. The cannolis. Oh man, I've had the cannolis twice. They are out of this world. Yeah, and well, try the cannolis at Anne Marie's. I mean, these are real cannolis, okay? And this is another great one. I got this last time. This was my daughter's choice. Grandma's Cookie Cup. And remember, when it says grandma's, grandma's in the kitchen, all right? It's really grandma. This is not just like something they just throw grandma on. No, grandma's there, right? Grandma's Cookie Cup, 1 dozen homemade chocolate chip cookies. And these homemade chocolate chip cookies. I mean, not that stuff that comes out of a tube, you know, in Publix. 1 dozen homemade chocolate chip cookies with a giant scoop of vanilla ice cream. And they're very good. Those cookies, when you have a bite, you'll know they're homemade. But this is going to be my next dessert at Anne Marie's, okay? Strawberry Nutella pizza. A perfect mix of Nutella, fresh strawberries, and powdered sugar baked into a fluffy pizza dough. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am so hungry right now just thinking about that. That sounds so good. Now, Anne Marie's is located in Pompano on the northwest corner of Copans Road and US 1 Federal Highway. They're open for lunch, dinner, and takeout. If you stop in for lunch, their lunch specials run till 2. And let me tell you, their lunch specials, they're priced good. They have your Italian favorites there. They give you huge portions. They give you huge portions. When we first went there, I ordered from the lunch menu, and they brought my meal to me. I thought they gave me like a dinner portion. I said, "Is that for lunch?" They said, "Yeah." The portions are huge, but the lunch specials run till 2. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. So again, they're absolutely Anne Marie's. Again, on the northwest corner of Copans Road and US 1 Federal Highway in the same plaza as the movie theater. And they have weekend entertainment. And don't forget to ask them about their wines when you stop in if you're a wine drinker, okay? They even have a wine club. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. All right, our number 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We've been a little neglectful not going to the calls so much today, but we'll take some now. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning, guys. It's Chris from Boynton.
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
What's up, Chris?
So I just want to talk a little.
I'm so sick and tired.
Tudor Dixon is the Republican endorsed by Trump.
Right. So this morning I saw an interview with a heavily accented Hispanic pastor from Dearborn, Michigan. And he's got about 1.2 followers on Twitter, and he just lit up the Democratic Party and saying that the Democrat Party has left the Hispanic people behind.
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic, and he promised, he looked into the camera and he promised that Michigan will be a Republican state after Tuesday.
That'd be great.
He's gonna get all his followers to vote for Tudor Dixon and every Republican on the ticket.
That's awesome. That'd be great. You know, the Democrats have destroyed Michigan. The whole auto industry is like in China now and Japan because of the Democrats. I don't know why. Democrats are just not smart people. They're just not.
About the educational system and the border. He said that border is a disgrace, and that his flock, his community, does not like what's going on down there, and they want security. Whether they're, his flock is legal or illegal, he says they want security, and they want it closed up, and they want the Democrats out. They said they will never leave the Democrat Party, but they will.
Well, Obama was in Arizona because they're panicked over Kari Lake. He was down there, and he was at, I heard the intro, he was at a school, Cesar Chavez Elementary or Cesar Chavez High School or something, and they were praising on CNN, oh, Cesar Chavez. Cesar Chavez had the same position on the southern border as Donald Trump. Cesar Chavez was the United Farm Workers Union guy, and he knew the illegals were coming over here taking jobs from his legal unionized workforce. None of these pundits yesterday talking about Obama pointed out that Cesar Chavez agrees with Trump, or if he were alive, when it comes to the southern border. Every position the Democrats have is totally out of touch with the American people. Hey, thanks for your call. Take care. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Joellen from Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, hey, Joellen.
Hey, Joellen.
That call, hi, Steve. That call that just hung up, that I also heard that was true in Michigan of the Muslim community in Dearborn. It's one of the biggest.
The Muslims in Dearborn are going to vote Republican for Tudor Dixon? What happened?
Yes, it's a lot because of it sounds exactly like he just said, because of the education. That was a big part of it. So we'll see what happens. But what I'm calling about is I'm concerned about.
That's okay. Whereas, Biden, who is suffering from, age-related dementia and Alzheimer's, forgetting about Biden, what other high-profile ranking Democrat that currently holds office and is not running for it has come out and said the Democrats are going to have some great victories next week? What high-profile Democrat, I'm not including Biden, he doesn't even know who the president is right now. He's so checked out with Alzheimer's. Can you think of one?
No.
So what does that tell you?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean, like, for instance, Michigan, which is where I was from.
Yeah. Let me tell you why it matters. Okay. Like I was talking a couple days ago, Gavin Newsom said red wave's coming, right? They're all CNN, Face the Nation, Meet the Press, MSNBC, they all are talking. The reason that I'm 150% confident things are going to go well next week, even if it takes a week to know, is because if there was any hope, they wouldn't be doing this. It depresses their voter turnout. Voter turnout in midterm elections is typically low anyway. And I have never in a midterm election seen Democrats surrender weeks before Election Day. It depresses their turnout. Yeah.
After this is
yeah.
The bloodletting.
Yeah, whose fault was it? Oh yeah. Yeah, whose fault was it? That's where they'll go next. Now, a lot of Republicans, and they're good people, some of them are calling, they want to be, there's a lot of Republicans that are new Republicans, right? They were Democrats not long ago. Since Trump came down the escalator, they've become Republicans. And a lot of them are ex-liberals. And liberals are victims. Victims. So we've got a lot of Republicans that have a little bit of that liberal victim mentality in their mindset, and they're always oppressed and always victimized. If the Democrats had any hope of anything, they would not be telling their voters it's over 2 weeks before. They wouldn't do it. It reduces their voter turnout in an off-year election more than it would naturally be. They wouldn't do that, okay? Listen, we're coming up on our bottom of the hour break. If you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back. Show. On the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Tired of boring mornings? We serve controversy with your morning coffee. The Steve Kane Show. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
See, you know, I probably shouldn't tell you guys this, but I'm going to tell you. There's certain things, you know, like I told you a few minutes ago, I've not been taking too many calls because the callers are just not that interesting to me that have been on hold today. So, and the calls I've taken are like, ugh, you know. And certain callers can sometimes do things that aggravate me, okay? Like, I should not say this by name because if they're watching, they'll get pissed. But don't take it personally. Joellen. Okay, nice. I met Joellen at Mar-a-Lago. She's very nice. Joellen from Fort Lauderdale, I just talked to. If you think about it, every one of her calls is Jesse Kelly says, well, Jesse Kelly, who the is, I mean, I know who he is, but I mean, my goodness. And there's, it's just annoying. Do I give a flying fig with a G what Jesse Kelly said? And Jesse Kelly does something on his show, and Joellen from Fort Lauderdale is like, it's the gospel. To, you know, well, Jesse Kelly said, you know, and because, you know, Jesse Kelly, you know, every single call. And if she doesn't begin with it, sometimes she'll begin by saying, well, you know, last night, Jesse, but mostly what she does is she'll bring up a topic. She'll get our response to it, and then she'll say, well, Jesse Kelly last night says, you know, just the opposite. The only reason I know who he is because Joellen, every one of her calls is about Jesse Kelly. You know, I mean, my goodness, she thinks that he is the oracle of knowledge. You know what I mean? But a lot of these radio hosts and stuff, they want to keep their audience depressed for some reason. You know? Did you guys see what Elon Musk did to... I mean, how would you like it if you're at work and someone you work with comes up and asks you a specific question about your job? You give an answer, and then they say, well, somebody else that has your exact job but works somewhere else in another department says the opposite. You know what I mean? But I think what she's doing is she's in love with this guy. She's a big fan. So I think what she's doing is using our show to promote his, which also annoys me too. So some of the, you know, sometimes people do things that, you know, can aggravate you. You know what I mean? I just heard my stomach growl. Yeah, it's not. I probably shouldn't tell people what aggravates me, what people do sometimes, because then they'll just do it more. You know.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salon Plus pain relief patches. The proven medicines in Salon Plus patches reduce my pain.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. What's your name? No, what's your name? Hold on. Oh. Oh boy, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Our number one 888 Gil Kane 1-888-465-2631. Oh boy, you want to go back to the phone, Steve? Okay, all right. Maybe we'll find an interesting caller. They've just, the callers we've had just haven't been that interesting. That's all. We've had lots of callers. They just have not been as interesting as I'd like. That's all. That's okay. A bunch of people that are feeling. Now, I get, you know, I don't know if let me think about what I was about to say before I say it. Think before you talk, right? I was about to say something on the air, but let me think about it while we take this call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, all right. Lisa in Texas. Have you voted for Beto yet?
Gosh, that guy, what an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Creep.
He is so low in the polls here. It's hysterical. It's kind of like Abrams running against, you know, up there in, you know, Georgia. So
he doesn't get discouraged. You give him credit for that.
No.
He just rejected and rejected time after time, and he keeps coming back.
Well, you know why he run? First off, his father-in-law was a billionaire. He's a millionaire, and his wife is a billionairess. He runs because he's a creep, and for some reason, liberal women are very attracted to him, and he goes out on the campaign trail because it arouses him.
Definitely, I agree with that. He believes himself to be the next John F. Kennedy, you know.
Yeah, and he wears tight pants and probably has a sock in there. I'm serious. You think I'm kidding you?
No, I get it. I get it. He is his own hero. And listen, I wanted to just give a mention about, you were talking about the early in Austin, one of the Fox affiliate talk shows.
Well, there's a reason for that. Well, you tell us why, because I know too, but you may know too, so. Lawn chairs. The reason that Republican early voting is low, because I've heard some talk about this, and because on Fox they don't carry the Trump rallies, they don't know what's going on. If you that's right. At every Trump rally that I've watched for the last few weeks, President Trump and Mike Lindell and other speakers have all said vote on Election Day. Don't vote early. At every rally for the last few weeks.
Waiting because we know.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I'm watching some of this discussion yesterday about, oh well, Republican voter turnout is low, and it's because if they carried the rallies on CNN and MSNBC or even watched them off the air, they would know that Mike Lindell and Donald Trump has been telling people not to vote early, to vote on Election Day, and that's you know the way it is. And I vote on Election Day too. Oh my gosh, I've got breaking news. I got breaking news. Do you watch Right Side? I know Steve doesn't because it's online. Do you watch Right Side Broadcasting? Okay. And boy, oh boy, this is something. Marjorie Taylor Greene has, she's getting divorced from her husband, right? Listen to this. This is in the Daily Mail. It just broke. Exclusive. This is being reported first in the Daily Mail, so you're hearing it here first. Exclusive. This is the top story in the Daily Mail right now, their lead story. MAGA darling Marjorie Taylor Greene spends the week with extreme right-wing reporter after both are named in divorce papers, schmoozing at rallies, dining at deluxe restaurants, and driving to her home with his suitcase in her SUV. Brian from Right Side Broadcasting is in a relationship with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And Marjorie Taylor Greene has become a commentator, basically, for Right Side. If you notice at the last couple of Trump rallies, Brian at Right Side Broadcasting is responsible for Marjorie Taylor Greene's divorce.
Oh, boy, there is some hot news there. That's like lightning.
It is, Steve doesn't know what we're talking about, but that's a big story. That's a huge story. Yeah. Oh, it's huge, yeah. Yeah, it's a big story, yeah. Right. Probably not, Steve. No, right. No, probably not. Steve doesn't use the internet, so so he doesn't know. Right Side Broadcasting is the largest viewed MAGA online program. Okay, they've been at every Trump rally since the first one. They have millions of followers. President Trump stops by and mentions them regularly, and the number one guy at Right Side Broadcasting is involved in obviously a sexual relationship with Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's seen going to her house with his suitcase, and she just is getting divorced. So it's interesting. Didn't you? I thought Marjorie Taylor Greene was doing too much commentary on Right Side Broadcasting. And I don't know Brian too well. I've met him a couple times, and he's a very nice guy. He's a very nice guy. I've met him a couple times, and yeah. Yeah, but do nice guys get involved with married women? Like if you found out, I'm married, all right? If you found out that I was involved in a relationship with Marjorie Taylor Greene and you saw me going to her house in the Daily Mail with my suitcase, would you be as romantic sounding as you are right now? I don't think so. Exactly.
If she was already separated and in the throes of a divorce, then it's a little bit different than if she was still with her husband and they hadn't got divorced yet.
Yeah, it's a pretty big story. I mean, this would be like, I'm trying to think of what would be the equivalent. Brian from Right Side Broadcasting, who would be his equivalent on Fox News, so we can illustrate this to Steve? Who would be the equal? Jesse Waters? Well, Jesse Waters already had an affair on his wife. He married the intern. It would be like if Hannity was sleeping with Marjorie Taylor Greene, or Tucker. Yeah, yeah. And they're supposed to be very conservative. This is what happens when you have a business where you do nothing but on the road all the time. But listen to this. Listen to this, okay? The Daily Mail spotted Marjorie Taylor Greene and conservative on-air host Brian Glenn. Oh, another Brian with two first names, right? I didn't. Together last week in her hometown of Rome, Georgia. The Republican Congresswoman picked Brian up in her black SUV, showed him around her town, dined out with him several times, and of course she's been going to the rallies with him. Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband filed divorce papers in September. 2 weeks later, Brian from Right Side Broadcasting filed for divorce from his wife. Yeah, so both of them married and hooking up together on the Trump rally road. Brian insists that he and Greene are not romantically involved. They both filed for divorce at the same time, and he's taken his suitcase to her house. Give me a break. Well, maybe it's not romantic sex. Maybe it's just they're hot for each other. There's no romance. They're just having hot sex. Yeah, I always thought maybe something was going on with him and Liz Willis, you know. But I always thought that, but not Liz Willis, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Next time I see Brian, I'll ask him. I'm sure he'll love to tell me. Yeah. All right. I appreciate it. All right. Thanks for the call. Oh, my goodness. If you only knew who these people were, you'd be as excited as I am, Steve. But I'm telling you, a huge chunk of our audience, the majority, know exactly who we're talking about. It's big gossip. It really is. All right. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Oh, my goodness. I'm a little shocked. I'm glad she didn't leave her husband for those weirdos from the gym that were being reported on as the guy she was having an affair with last time. Now, listen, we're coming up on our break where we're going to check in with William Youngerman with the Morning Gold Report. Callers on hold, stand by. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. We're going to take our break. If you're on hold, stand by. After the Gold Report, we'll go back to our phones. We'll be back with William Youngerman right after this. From anywhere. We're going to take our break. If you're on hold, stand by. After the Gold Report, we'll go back to our phones. We'll be back with William Youngerman right after this.
The longest running radio show in the state of Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, every morning at this time, we check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking today?
Metals giving us another great buying opportunity as the Fed rate hike took place yesterday, sending all the markets into a tailspin as not just the expected 75-point hike took place, but the Fed talk was that they were not even close to being finished raising rates and that we could expect much higher rates than all the precious metals and the stocks and everything much lower. This, again, giving us a great buying opportunity. Stocks, or gold, at least gold remained, and the precious metals remain in their trading ranges that we have been in for, at least a month or more. And so that just gives us great opportunities when we get down to the lower end of these trading ranges to buy the dip. That being said, gold hit a high, actually broke out of our trading ranges to the upside yesterday on anticipation that maybe the Fed would soften their stand, but that did not take place. Gold got up to $1,671 before reversing and then closing down $13 on the day at $1,835.10 the ounce. Silver did similar in that it got up to $20.18 an ounce, and then after the hikes and the rate, the Fed talk pushed it down to $19.20 an ounce. That was down 40 cents. Platinum got up to $967 yesterday and then closed at $931, down $15. And palladium, which got up to $2,005, closed down $40 at $1,782 the ounce. So, again, we've seen this kind of trading action before. We're bouncing off the lows on gold overnight. We got down to about 16.16. That's about the third or fourth time we bounced off that number and or that range. And then we're working back higher again right now at $1,622. That's still down $13.10. Silver at $19 right now, down 20 cents after hitting a low of $18.85 overnight. And platinum down $20 at $911, while palladium is down $82 at $1,700 the ounce. So it's pretty much where we're starting off.
Yeah, I mean, everything's a great buying opportunity. William, people that are collectors, can you tell people how you can help those that are collecting? Maybe they're looking for a specific coin or coins or maybe some specific paper money for their collection. Can you help people with that?
Yes, for over 50 years, we've been building some of the most wonderful collections for collectors all over the world. And whether it's rare paper money, gold coins of the world, or United States, or pretty much any coin. We have large inventories of a lot of these things, but we certainly have the capacity to get anything. We participate in all the major auction sales around the world, and so we are able to obtain for our clients just about anything they're looking for.
So it's not unusual for people to call you up and say, I'm looking for something very specific, and you help them get it? Oh my goodness, really? That's interesting. Well, listen, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. You can give him a call at 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. Online, williamyoungerman.com, and stop right in if you'd like at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. All right, William Youngerman, we will finish out the week tomorrow. All right, back after this.
The air since 1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. I'll go to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Colleen from Virginia Beach.
Hey, Colleen.
I've got some news. I am in a dilemma.
Uh-oh.
Pence was...
Well, yeah.
I'm in a bit...
I don't know who Kiggins is, but I know who Mike Pence is, and if he's endorsing someone, they can't be a good guy. What's the conflict?
What do you mean the conflict?
Well, Pence said vote for someone, and are they Republican running against a Democrat? Well, if it's a Republican running against a Democrat, you always got to vote Republican. I mean, that right now, you got to vote for a Republican.
That's what was...
Yeah.
Pence is...
Yeah, you can't trust Mike Pence, and no. But if he endorsed a Republican who's running against a Democrat, you got to vote for the Republican. I mean, broken clock, right? What office are they running for? Oh, no, we need every Republican in the Senate. So even if Pence says they're okay and they're a Republican running against a Democrat, you got to vote for you got to vote straight Republican on everything. You still got to do it. We still got to do it. Yeah, that's Pence. That's like an anti-endorsement, right?
Okay.
All right. Take care. All right. Thanks for the call. This thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I want to highlight something about this, Steve. Okay, and how it relates to Herschel Walker. This story about Marjorie Taylor Greene lets us know that Marjorie Taylor Greene, as a married woman, was involved in a relationship with a married man. Okay, and that, by definition, makes her a homewrecker. She got involved with a married man who has left his wife, and I don't know if they have kids. Okay, I don't know if Brian from Right Side Broadcasting has children or not, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is now official. I love Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's a homewrecker, right? Homewreckers are not nice people. They're terrible people. Kamala Harris, she's not a homewrecker because she was just a woman who slept with married men, and the men had no intention of leaving their wives for her. You know, she was just someone they were enjoying themselves with. But a woman who has an affair with a married man is a special kind of terrible person. I get that, and I agree with that. Okay? And it's pretty exciting. But Marjorie Taylor Greene got a man to leave his wife. I don't know if he has kids. I hope he doesn't. But even though she's a homewrecker who was sleeping with a married man, or is, because the divorce, he's still married, we still have to support her. I mean, that's how important this political transformation we're in, right, Steve? It's like Herschel Walker. Even if the story is true, in both instances about the abortions with Herschel Walker, we still got to support Herschel Walker. We've got to, yeah.
The story is so old that it has no meaning.
Steve,
years ago?
30. But if Herschel Walker, let me tell you how serious this is, okay? If Herschel Walker, if the stories were from 30 days ago and they were true, we'd have to support Herschel Walker over the Democrat Warnock. And this transformation that President Trump is doing with the Republican Party, with the MAGA movement, we have to put aside things that would normally say we're not supporting that person anymore. There's a bigger picture here. So if Herschel Walker paid for 2 abortions 30 days ago with 30 different women, we'd have to support him over Warnock because we need that Republican seat in the Senate. Okay? And Marjorie Taylor Greene, what she is, I love Marjorie Taylor Greene, but what she's done is a terrible thing. But we know she'll support Trump.
I agree with you. And I had some things in my personal life recently that illustrated this to me. There are marriages that should be broken up. I mean, I'm not talking about me, obviously. I'm very happily married, but in my extended family, we've just been through a big traumatic thing that somebody in the family is getting a divorce, that we all breathed a tremendous sigh of relief because it was the person who was involved was a horrible person, and I was thrilled that my daughter got away from him.
Yeah. But that's not this. That's not this. In your situation, you're right, because I know a little bit more than you're revealing and everything else. And I told you that guy was bad before they got married. I said you should not let your daughter marry that guy. You know, but my daughter was like 6 then, and she still did what I told her. Now that she's an adult, I understand you can't stop your kids. But, you know, that situation's different. But this thing with this guy that I like a lot that is having the affair with Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's left his wife for her, and I don't know if he has kids. I was just looking online while you were talking, and I can't find out if he has children. What happened with him is he's just recently become a superstar celebrity because Right Side Broadcasting is the largest conservative online outlet there is, right? And a lot of times when these guys get famous, things like this happen, right? You and I have been famous for many years, Steve, right? Because we've been on the radio a long time. But this guy, Brian is yeah, exactly. Being famous is nothing, you know. And, you know, I met my wife was a listener to this program, is how I met my wife. I call her my groupie. She hated me. She thought I was a jerk. Now sometimes she still does. But, you know, but we're married now for 26 years this December. But this guy here, Brian, who I don't know him. I've met him, and I know people that are close to him and work with him. He's newly super famous in the conservative movement. He's been on the road for like 7 years covering Trump, like a concert tour, and he hasn't been home as much. You put together being on tour like a rock star, and if you ever go to a Trump rally, Brian, next to like Trump and Mike Lindell, is like one of the 3 or 4 people that people go goo goo gaga for at the Trump rallies. And you put that on, you put the fame, the fans, the new fame, the fans, and the new celebrity. And this is what happens a lot of times to these guys. So I'm a little disappointed in him and her. And we really don't need this kind of scandal in the MAGA movement. You know, when you're out there representing Trump, you have to be extra squeaky clean. They're looking for something. And this story that I'm sharing, even though Steve doesn't know all about it because he doesn't know who Brian is, but they're already looking for dirt to destroy you. When you're a MAGA person, you have to be extra squeaky clean when you're out there advocating for President Trump because they're looking to bring you down. People are always looking to bring you down when you're connected with Trump, and you don't want to give them something. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, but you know, whatever that means. But I'm always in for some good gossip, even though we're not supposed to be into gossip, but that's just the way it is. And I'm this is what's going to be amazing, Steve. And I'm going to tell you how to watch. Okay, I watch all the Trump rallies on Right Side Broadcasting. Brian's the main host. There's a Trump rally tonight at 7 o'clock in Iowa. I'm going to, after the show, I'll tell you how you can watch. And I'm very curious what happens here, because he's going to be on his broadcast tonight and every day from now until Election Day covering Trump rallies, when he's got this big affair that's just been released, that he left his wife for Marjorie Taylor Greene, and there's no, and it's live, and there's people in the crowd There's no way this doesn't come up in one of the Trump rallies. There's no way. So I'm going to be watching early, and I'll tell you how to watch it too, Steve, so you can catch it. This guy is... It's going to be. He may take this week off and not do the live events. He did it. You know, we'll find out. Well, I'll tell you this though. I know it's going to be great stuff. I'll tell you this. It's gotten crazier. Either tomorrow or Saturday. I'm not sure which day. I'm going to stop by Dr. Appleton. I'm very busy today and tomorrow. I've got a lot of pain in my finger, in one of the joints in my, I call it my trigger finger or my mouse finger, and I'm in a lot of pain. I'm very busy. I don't know when I can make it over to Dr. Appleton's over the next couple days, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because with Dr. Appleton, walk-ins are welcome. So whenever I can fit it into my schedule, I can just show up unannounced, and you can too. Monday through Saturday at Dr. Appleton's office, because walk-ins are welcome and he'll see you. And I'm going to ask him about the laser away pain system with my finger that is in massive, massive pain right in the joint. I mean, it's really rough. It's so bad I'm using another finger when I am using the computer when I can, instead of my normal mouse finger. But Dr. Appleton, it's always a no-charge consultation. When you mention you heard about him on the radio, appointments are not necessary. He's open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. The laser pain away system of his works because he rid me 2 months ago of my knee pain with just 2 treatments, and it hasn't returned. And it works on more than just joint pain. It works on any joint pain, but not just joint pain. Any type of pain you have, the laser away pain system can help you. I'm going to give you his number. It's 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonChiro.com. And maybe I'll run into you Friday or Saturday when I can make it into Dr. Appleton's. Well, that's it for us today. We are out of time. Callers on hold. I apologize. By the way, that guy's been married 23 years, Steve. He just left his wife for Marjorie Taylor Greene. 23 years. Oh, my goodness. But we'll be back tomorrow. And, of course, make sure you listen to us every day. But the morning after the election, we will be here live Wednesday morning, of course, analyzing everything that happened the night before during the red tsunami and blue flush. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump. Oh, boy. I don't know. Before you guys go, tell me your thoughts on Brian from Right Side Broadcasting leaving his wife for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Tell me what you think about it. It's not good. He filed for, oh, that's Kathy, mainstream line. He filed for divorce 3 days after oh my goodness, after her husband filed divorce. And I don't want, I'm curious. Disgusting, Matt, yeah. It's not good. It's not good. No, it's not cool. It is horrible. It's okay with you. Oh my gosh. How's it okay with you? No, it's not good. It's going to destroy Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think it could have a very... by Brian's wife, you don't mean my wife. You mean the other Brian from Right Side. It could do a lot of damage to Right Side. And Right Side's very important to the whole MAGA movement. Yeah. No, I think it's awful. I think it is awful. And it's terrible. It's terrible. No doubt about that. And it's the lead story in the Daily Mail. So that's a lot of coverage, you know. And I'll tell you, it could cause him some trouble. You know, a lot of Christians are going to be very upset with him that are supporters of Right Side Broadcasting over this. I don't think it's good at all. I'm craving the Emery's pizza too. It's a worse move for him than her. Bring back Magnificent. Yeah, that's 2 scandals this week with Right Side. Magnificent and now this. Yeah. No, it's not good. I am not happy about it at all. Oh, we're not supposed to talk about it? Please. We're supposed to cover up their affair? Is that what you're suggesting? No. You think Brian had a hand in Magnificent not being there? Well, he would be the one that would make the decision. You know. But I always thought there was something maybe with him and Liz Willis, because I don't think she's that good, and she's got too high of a position at right side. There are people that are much better than her. But I guess it wasn't Liz, it was MTG. And that explains why Marjorie Taylor Greene has been on right side doing commentary like constantly. I thought she was on there a little bit too much. Liz Willis is newly married. Yeah, well, they were married too. You know? None of us are without sin. Yeah, it's shocking. I mean, I'm pretty shocked. All right, guys, I got to run, but thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video and check out my podcast from last night. I had a great podcast. It's about Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. You won't want to miss that. And in the second segment, it's a shorter podcast. I'm alone in that one. In the second segment, I brought up something that you've not heard me tell before. All right, yes, and thank you to all the mods. The mods do a great job. That's for sure. So thanks to all the mods. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you soon.